Welcome back to the Rambo podcast. It is Collider.
Kristian. And then.
Something flew up.
I've heard that before. Welcome back to the Collider Live, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm already sweating.
Yeah, we are back. We are back on the show, and you are back with us, hopefully.
It smells like syrup.
It does.
I like it.
You know what it was? I was gonna blame it on my
yeah.
Is it
that?
coffee? Yeah, I was going to say, I
Totally.
made coffee.
Totes my goats.
Totes syrup.
goats.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Collider Live is back here on this Thursday, and what a show we have for you today. Cody Hall in the booth, as always, abandoned by Hey Alex, who has left us. I don't know where he is, playing a music gig somewhere or buying chips, one of the two. And
A lot of options.
More than
we got a Mark, we got a Riley here. Hello, Mark.
Hi.
Hello, we own the Night Star, Josh Macuga.
They asked me to come on the show, so I did.
It's true.
It's hard getting him on.
Such a big star of that movie. Didn't even acknowledge that his director of that film, James Gray, directed the movie coming out this week, Ad Astra.
Right.
You want to talk about falling out?
Well, here's what happened is after we own the
Astra,
night, after Astra,
Yeah.
which is
That's
my
the
new
after show.
podcast.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
After Astra.
Takes place on the moon.
It does. Yeah.
Posted on Anchor. Everybody check it out.
Correct.
Just floating around.
Yeah. I just interviewed Brad Pitt each podcast.
Yeah.
It's pretty fantastic.
That's a good podcast.
Yeah, it's great.
Wow.
Done.
What are you doing here?
Well, he's not actually in.
It's actually Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Oh,
Brad
sorry.
Pitt.
I
Yeah.
heard that wrong. I thought you had said Brad Pitt.
Third
Pitt.
AD.
The actor? No.
Third AD.
Brad Pitt,
Pritt.
my postman.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
He's
His
20.
actual-
He's 29th on the call sheet.
Yes.
I gotcha.
Correct. And so after we own the night, he and I kind of had a falling out.
Yes.
Sometimes
He
I
took
can
the
be.
jacket.
Well, yeah, he took the members only jacket. We had kind of a falling out. It can be tough on set sometimes, Kristian. As you understand.
Oh, I know. I work with you every day.
I know. And so when the call sheet, when the auditions went out for Ad Astra, I called him. I was like, I have to audition for Ad Astra, and he said, well, we only have Ed Asner attached to the show to the movie right now. And I said, well, clearly, Hollywood Walk of Fame superstar, but I'm on my way, so I think I should just be one of the astronauts in Ad
And he
Astra.
said no, and
that's
lucky enough because now we have you.
And we found out Ad Astra, by the way, is just Ed Asner in Latin.
Yes.
So we
That's
found out
what
the
it
answer.
actually
Yeah,
is.
that's
That's
right.
right.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Joining us in the
Course it
studio
is.
is Kate Mulligan. Hello, Kate Mulligan. 2 days. We get to Thursday
Hola,
and Friday
¿cómo
now.
estás?
Oh,
Hola,
yeah.
¿cómo estás?
3 days a week. Just a-
Bien,
yeah.
gracias. Y tú.
Yeah.
I watch a show. I watch a lot of TV, but I watch a show called Faraday. It's on Golf Channel. It's an interview show with golfers and celebrities and stuff like that.
I just fell asleep. I'm sorry. What?
Yeah.
But he does. It's the best show on TV.
Are you? Oh, you're still talking. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he has.
He wants to tell you that you remind him of golf. Go ahead.
One of the segments is called A Mulligan in Life.
Oh.
And
There
I
it
was
is.
like,
oh, that's her
I
story.
was watching it last night. And I was like, Kate Mulligan needs a podcast called like The Life of Mulligan.
Can I get a mulligan?
Can I get a Mulligan?
Thank you. I'll be back.
Also on Anchor. Check it out.
Hashtag that's the show.
That's
Ladies
it.
and
Thank you so much.
gentlemen.
It's been a pleasure. What a show we have for you today. Thank you to Kate Mulligan. Check out her podcast, Can I Get a Mulligan? Josh Macuga on the We Own the Night podcast with Brad Pitt and Mark Riley wearing Star Wars shirts. But we're all wearing them. We're all wearing some kind of gear because, ladies and gentlemen, like we said before, heroes and villains. What a fun sponsorship this has been thus far. And what a response from the Collider Live audience. As we have asked you and as you have delivered, we are crushing the Collider competition here and continue to do it. All you need to do is put in Live 15 at checkout when you get one of these great shirts or
What's the
jackets,
site?
whatever it means. I'll tell them, relax. And you get 15% off with Live 15 if you go to heroesvillains.com. Heroesvillains.com. Put that in there. Get one of these cool shirts. We'll be talking about in Jedi Council. And look, I've been doing Jedi Council for 5 years. You got the reference, fuckers.
Yeah.
And if you go and you go to Jedi Council, I want you to beat Jedi Council. I want you to beat Heroes. I want you to beat Movie Talk. I want you to beat them all. And go to Live 15, check it out, and do it.
I've worn this shirt twice this week, but I've been calling this my Rambo situation because I feel like this is the kind, even though it has Star Wars stuff on it, that I don't know what it means, but I love the shirt anyway.
Yeah. You're Rex.
I feel like
You're
What if Rambo was on Endor?
It would be.
That
How many Ewoks would have
be-
bit the dust?
Yeah.
Ewoks.
Like one of those branch with all the spikes. He just puts that there, and the Wicket walks by.
You have no idea what you're about to walk into.
Oh my
this
God!
weekend.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I don't want to give anything away, okay? But we are in the 11 o'clock hour because we have a guest coming in at 10:30. In the 11 o'clock hour, Kristian and I are going to fanboy the F out.
No spoilers.
No spoilers.
We're just going to give you the whole experience and everything.
And the embargo is lifted, right? Like,
I hope so.
Anyway, if it's not, this is the greatest pre-review of all time.
It's going to be lifted at 11 o'clock.
Yes, it is. There were audible cheers like many times during the movie.
And great laughter. Not laughter like, oh, this is stupid. Like,
yes!
like that. And we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it for sure. And it's like, and someone asked me what I'll say is, and we can get more in depth this at 11, because I was on Heidi and Frank and Frosty Heidi and Frank this morning. And I got a tweet right before I went on, and someone's like, oh no, Rambo's got like a 47% or something, or 57% on Rotten Tomatoes. Should I be worried? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
You'd be worried if it had 80%.
My mother-in-law asked me this morning, she was like, what market is this movie for? I was like, me.
Right.
Rambo fans. It's Last Blood. It's our last chance.
Well, then I got a silly tweet afterwards. I said, this movie is, I said, don't listen to that. If you're a Rambo, this is for the fans. If you watch this for the fans, and someone said, wow, saying it's for the fans is another way of saying it's not very good. And I said, never said that, not once.
No.
Not what I said, not even close. Actually, the exact opposite, which, if you want to hear the full thought, you'll hear at 11 o'clock when we talk about it on the Rambo.
It's like, oh, hey, the Yankees won. That was one for the fans.
Yeah.
No shit!
No, right. No,
It wasn't for the Red Sox.
No, it was a very silly statement that the guy made.
Also, I love the first 20 minutes of this going to be like, this is what we're going to talk about at 11.
Yeah.
Right. It's like a news program.
Yeah.
Everyone died. Find out at 11:25 just who.
I was walking out and
Just a list of names.
Accurate.
Right.
we were walking out of the movie and I heard some jackwagon critic go like, next to that, it was Citizen Kane. And I was like,
I heard that too.
I was going to just go like, you shut up.
Well, unless he was a big Rambo fan,
I
and you
know.
really meant it. It's like, but you can't. It's the same thing. It's there. Well, listen, we'll get into this. 11 o'clock. We're going to go full heavy Rambo talk. Yes, full Rambo.
We're going to go
full Rambo.
Can I just say, the other day I was over at your house, and Kristian's wife actually makes them dinner. God bless.
Yeah.
Big ups to Sadie.
Just seeing Kate's face. When
I was like,
Sadie came in and she said, because we had shot, we were on the Schmodown Entertainment Network. We did a show between myself, Kate, and Brett. It was really fun. It was great. It was very successful.
A lot of fun. Yeah.
My mother watched it, called me a pot-smoking, Dylan loving hippie, which is great. But she loves the show.
Wow.
But so Sadie walks in and she's asking, "What do you want for dinner?" Right? And Kate goes, "Wait,
I was like,
what?" And my wife goes, you cook for your family. And Kate looked like she just asked her to do algebra.
no,
Are you
algebra
not
would
a
have been
cook?
so
Do you
much
not
easier.
cook? Because I cook in my house. I'm
Dickie
the cook.
I swear to God, and I'm not this like we have like gender reversal for sure. Expectations of gender reversed.
Yeah,
I am the
totally.
handyman.
Oh.
And it's
I
because
can see that. Your video, by the way, hold that thought. Your
Okay.
video of you working out with the fucking light going off and you waving it, I watched it 5 times. And I go to Kate's Instagram to just
good.
find
Yeah,
this
it's very
video.
very good.
Thank
Katest
you.
mom ever.
Yes, Katest mom
My
ever,
God,
yeah.
and I showed Sadie, and it's like she's trying to work. Can you actually bring it up because I want Riley to see it?
Yeah.
This is such a
It's
Riley
good.
I'm gonna have
video.
to see it.
Bring
Good.
up Katest mom
This
ever.
this video's gotten such a big response. My other stuff is like
It
kind of
is
lukewarm.
hysterical. And if you guys haven't seen it, and hold your thought where you were because I want you to
Okay,
go back to it.
okay.
But I want to get to, Katest mom ever. Bring up the volume, please, Cody. And yeah, that one right there. It only has 898 views. That's a thing. That's a crime. All right, here we go.
Guys, it's me. Just wanted to give you my workout of the day. I'm gonna lift this screen up. I'm gonna do 1 rep of it. Here we go.
Deep squat. Deep squat.
Watch. It's my favorite part, right? It's my favorite part. Look.
Oh, son of
It's so It's so good. It's so good.
Oh, man.
More,
it's great.
this needs over 1,000 views
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah.
Get over to Katest mom ever just to watch it.
It's very funny. Yeah, I like it.
It's so good. Yeah, definitely like it.
There you go.
Kid. Nice, kid.
You know how they always drop, like when
Yeah,
they do
yeah,
the
that's good.
deadlift, they
Oh,
just
that's
drop
good. That
it.
was good.
Yeah.
All right, so go back. So you were asked to cook, and you had a
I
nervous
was like,
breakdown.
what?
Nervous breakdown.
Yeah.
Nervous breakdown.
Yeah. No, I'm like, and it's because I did like shop in school. I love like, if you have some blinds you want me to install, I'm all over that for you.
call
If,
Yes.
if you weren't married, you'd be a lesbian? Is that what we're
Yeah, or a softball coach.
Softball.
Oh
coach.
God, both. And yes, please. Still open.
What? So your husband cooks.
So my husband cooks.
Okay.
Right.
So
You
that's
build the house.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I build the house, and then I build the kitchen. He cooks in it.
Yeah.
But he loves cooking,
Get
and
on
it's
your
like
back,
his
Dickie.
dad's like that too.
I mean, my wife can actually like hang pictures as opposed to one Kristian Harloff. Like I come
I
home.
can hang pictures. I just can't hang anything else.
Got it,
Build
got it.
stuff.
Oh,
That's not what I do.
Like everybody talks about like IKEA furniture. I'm like, that's my dream come true.
Oh.
Get
I
out of
love
here.
a little Allen wrench.
Oh my lord, you are a glutton for punishment.
Anyway,
love.
Last year, it took me 5 hours to build a dresser.
Well,
Like
that's-
5
I'm
to
not saying I do it
6 over
quickly,
2 days.
but
No,
yeah.
This is what I do.
I
Hey, Brett.
Hey, Brett. How are you with
pair of us.
molding? Can you fix molding?
Yeah.
Like a puppy that
do you
ate
need
all
me to?
the molding?
I need a miter saw to
let
get
it-
the right angle.
I want her to finish this fucking story.
Okay, sorry. Anyway, the bottom line is, so Kristian, so she's like, well, then maybe we can for tomorrow night do dinner. He's like, well, I got the screening, and she's like, I know you're really excited about the screening, but you're gonna be home for dinner. And he goes, this tiny little voice, but it's Rambo.
I was like, come on, show a little bit of class. will
He
ya?
was just like this little kid that's like, but
But
it's Rambo.
Yeah, and then this is what.
Like-
so then the plan is, because we'll go into a full review, but we can talk about the experience.
At 11.
Yesterday.
At 11, guys.
But
Will it be
yesterday,
11?
so
Okay.
I say to my wife, I'm helping out, doing everything, get everything ready, and I go, Macuga's coming over at 6. So she's like, why 6? Like, we got to be there by 6:30, right? She's like, all right. So we're eating dinner, we're doing the tacos, having the whole meal. He's late-
Spoiler alert, though. Kristian lives like 8 seconds from
the mall. Yeah,
And- yeah,
it's 2 seconds away.
Yeah.
So Josh doesn't do well in traffic.
I don't.
Got caught on the boulevard.
on Olympic.
Yeah.
I should have taken Santa Monica to Beverly Glen, but I listened to the maps like a Roxy
Like a
move.
Roxy.
I
and
know,
I've-
but
I've
it also
farted
took me
that.
an hour and a half to get home from him last night. It's just it's a tough area.
It's tough at
Yes.
that time.
Yeah, it's a
depending
tough
on the
area.
time. But now you know how I every day. To
I
this
can't
place.
imagine.
So
I'd light my car on fire and leave.
Yes, yeah.
So he gets there though. He's calm, peaceful, and we go into the back. We had a beer, took a little token of wajutski.
What?
Yeah, and then so then my wife comes in, and I put on my Rambo shirt, of course. Love that shirt that they gave me.
But it's Rambo.
And she comes in and she's like, oh my god, you guys are like 12 years old,
Yeah.
13 years old. She's like, oh yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Like we went in the back,
beautiful
chugged
thing
a
about
beer,
movies.
took
Yeah.
a shot, smoked
Oh,
some
we did.
weed.
So we did McKellen.
Yeah, we took a shot,
That's
chugged
fun.
a beer, smoked some weed. Like I walked. Here's the funny part though. So we're leaving Kristian's house, and Sadie said something to me about like we still need to do that double date. And as soon as she said it to me, I got high. Like I just the stone hit me, and I was like, yeah. And she was like, "Do you want to do it?" I was like, "Yeah."
He didn't know what was happening.
I totally like lost my mind for a second. I was like, I wanted to say something. We're walking out, and Kristian's like, we were just talking. And I was like, dude, I just got stoned right then when your wife asked me a question, and I had no idea how to respond to anything in the environment.
It was really good. So we
Yeah.
get, but then we get there. We go to the. I have figured out how to park in that structure. which
Oh
we
my
were very
God,
impressed with.
it's like ace. You know what?
All of those lights that are lying, they're like, this one's open. There's
I
all
have
these.
figured it
yeah.
out.
Ugh.
It's like
It's
the Matrix.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Because I'll park like in a far corner, and it's like a sign says Italy, but they don't give you the mileage it takes you to walk to Italy
Yeah.
from your parking spot.
No, I'm like Neo now.
Holy
Figured out how to do it. Yeah.
You know, in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, when he
Yeah.
greets the car and he goes, like a glove? Harloff.
Yeah. Because he comes walking. He's like, you know this really well. I'm like, oh yeah. So like this was me like Jason Statham, the bank job. Like,
Totally.
like working the lot for a long time
Yep.
and making sure like I know where to go. Walking it with the best was
Impressive.
But Macuga though. Not even once said to me. Not even once. Are we going the right way? Like, do you know? Like, he just trusted me.
Yeah.
That was also pretty high.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, he also
But
didn't know if he wanted a double date.
That's
so,
true.
in fairness.
That's true. He was holding my hand, but when we were when
it was awkward.
When I was walking with Roxy though, this is my favorite. We told this story on the show when this is probably a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm gonna go this way, and she goes to go. The doors are closed for the store that she went to, right? And then she's like, I'm gonna loop around all the way on the other side. I'm like, no, don't do that. You're not. And then she goes all the way around the side, walks down the side. I walk down. Our cars are parked next to one another. And she walks all the way, and then like I think like 5-10 minutes
I
after.
literally didn't know that door was going to be locked.
Is that your Roxy?
That's a good one.
That's pretty good.
That's good.
That's really good, actually.
Anyway, so we get to the place. We sit down. We get ourselves our popcorn.
Yes.
And Ben Bateman, Andrew Guy joined us.
Oh man,
There's
four people in the row,
Oh.
just like Like
Yeah.
it was.
So we were at a sports game.
It was the most duding of dude stuff that you could ever do.
And and Bibbs was there also too. I have a feeling that he either hated it because
we all were screaming,
really liked it, or because of there are some horror elements as far as the way it looks.
Totally.
Not the genre or not the tone of the film, but like there are some gruesome kills in this that reminded me of like an 80s horror film.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait to talk about this at 11.
I know. At 11, guys. Tune in.
At 11 o'clock.
Going full Rambo.
Like I said,
We're going to read the list of everyone who died.
Yeah, that's right.
See, 11.
In memoriam.
Yeah, checks out.
It's a 4-hour in memoriam.
So besides that, Josh, your mother-in-law tried to kill you yesterday, man.
Yeah. It usually happens.
How'd that happen?
Well,
That was great.
So that was great. She tried to go full Rambo just with nuts on me. So my mother-in-law, amazing human being. She's fantastic. I'm very lucky that the family that I moved into, but she does smoke a ton of weed.
Like mine.
And she gets like she forgets.
Your mother-in-law does?
Oh, yeah.
Northern. You said Northern California. I
Northern
should have known.
California.
You smoked the Chivas with her?
Oh, many a time.
look at that.
And it is
I like that.
intense.
I like that.
Her weed is on a different level.
Oh.
It is.
Oh yeah,
Because-
that's what got Julie at your
At
wedding.
my wedding.
Oh,
yeah. So
See you
at my
later.
wedding, my mother-in-law let out a box of like 30 joints for everybody to enjoy at our wedding, right? In like the smoking
This is
lounge.
a
We enjoyed.
different family than mine.
Well, here's the funniest
We'll
part:
talk
is
about your
my
dysfunctional
father-in-law is
thing.
a Superior Court judge of Monterey County, so it's like a yin and a yang.
I know,
yeah.
but also Northern California is just
It's
the
different.
grooviest.
Yeah. So, like the one time she gave me an edible, I thought it was really windy and that I couldn't get off the ground, and I was laying face down in a yard.
I
Like
can
it's
hear
a
far.
scene.
I can hear far.
Yes.
I'm always like, I can hear so
She
far.
gives you
So
acid,
fun.
basically.
Totally.
Yes.
You hear that? It's Alaska.
I'm like, I can hear what they're saying in the other room.
And like I was holding and I was like, this hat is gonna blow off, and I mean, it's like, you don't have a hat on.
Yeah.
I was like, you're right.
Impression of Kate and Macuga smoking this weed, huh?
Yeah. She bullied me into smoking weed on Christmas Eve, and I sit down to dinner, and she's so good at being high, and I'm so
pussy.
bad. She's called me a pussy before. When she saw the me
have a
screaming
dream
video to the
mother-in-law.
us,
That's true.
she was like, "You're such a pussy," and I was like, "You're right. You are correct." She bullied me into smoking weed. First of all, for my Christmas
So she
gift, she
did
gave
try
me a
to kill
vape
you.
pen. She gave me a vape pen for my Christmas gift. One
Yes.
of them. And then I got so high Christmas Eve. Amanda didn't smoke. Her sister didn't smoke, and her sister does like to smoke. Amanda likes to smoke. It's fine. And my father-in-law doesn't because he's a
Right.
judge. And I'm sitting there at dinner, and she's giggling,
legal now.
and I am sitting there, and I'm like, everybody's judging me. It's all happening.
yeah.
He's like, well, I am, but that's professional.
Yeah.
Like
wait,
in
wait,
my
wait.
own zone of death.
I was
you,
waiting
Cody.
for the ding.
Yes.
So, can you go back to the elements?
Oh, so
because
Sorry.
they were. She came in yesterday. I went
Really
to Rambo. They
buried
went
the
to
lead.
see. They went to see the Hustlers.
Hustlers, yeah.
Amanda's description of this movie is hysterical. She's like, I was like, was it good? She's like, no, it wasn't.
really?
She's like, the only thing that I was really captivated by was the fact that Jennifer Lopez is amazing. Like her
That's what
body
everybody
is
says, yeah.
insanity.
Yeah.
Nothing. There's no acting. The plot is stupid. She's like, I just couldn't take my eyes off J-Lo because she's so hot. I was like, yeah, it makes sense.
That works,
And now I want to watch it. So they went to like some
So your
bakery.
mother-in-law tries to kill you.
Yes, mother-in-law tries to. They go to some bakery and she's like, I got a surprise for Josh, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. And she comes and she's like, I got you a surprise at the bakery. I open up, it is a croissant covered in almonds. It's just like, look at my death. Like opening the box, I was like, oh,
It was like It's like Superman. Here's a kryptonite cake.
yeah. You're welcome. What's the green? It's just icing.
Right.
And I was like,
Sniff it.
I was like, Mom, I can't eat this. She's like, why? I was like, it's covered in nuts. She's like, oh.
Do you call her
I
mom?
forgot. Yeah.
Nice.
That's so old school.
I
Very
call,
old
is.
school.
I call her mom or mama, and then I call my father-in-law Tim. But then just to make him mad, I call him Dad.
Judge
And I'm
Pops.
like, yeah. And I'm like,
wow.
Judge
Dad,
Pops.
Dad,
Judge
do you need me
Dad.
to help you chop some wood? He's like, you don't have to call me that. I was like, all right, Dad, no problem. Like he's not a big fan.
You know
of
what?
it.
Call him Papa LaRusse.
Papa LaRusse.
Hey, Papa
Oh,
LaRusse. Hey, Papa
Papa.
LaRuski.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you.
I always just call him Your Honor when I walk around the
Yeah.
house.
Way to
probably
avoid
should.
it. I'm glad you avoided
Yeah,
it. You
no doubt.
having a similar experience with the parents?
No, my mother-in-law, she just
Hates you.
Yes,
Oh.
I think so. I honestly, I think it's. I do have to
Is
say,
he
like,
the baby? Is your husband the baby?
he's the baby of 4.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
3 are he's the baby of 4.
Makes sense.
And he's like far. He's the only one that left and went super far away.
And
And
she blames it on you.
she does.
Of
Yeah.
course.
No, but she like I had like terrible postpartum depression after my second kid, and we had just found out my kid had alopecia. Like, so I was like, I'm gonna cut all my hair off. So I cut it all off because I'm like, it's just hair, right? We're telling him it's
Right.
just hair. I'm going to cut it. So I cut it all
you went
off.
full on Vincent D'Onofrio Full Metal Jacket.
Yes. And that's what she said to me. And no, it was very hurtful.
Had she, I would have been
No.
impressed by her
Yeah.
movie.
I would have a ton too.
No, I think she likes me, but I also think like I've got 2 boys, and I can tell you right now, one of my stand-up bits is like how it's about my future
Protective.
daughter-in-laws.
Right.
Yeah,
I see.
like,
They're gonna be in some shit.
yeah.
I get
But
it.
so I'm more empathetic to her now that I have 2 boys. But she, so like a month into this, she knows I'm seeing a psychiatrist. She knows like I've got like an angled pixie cut.
Nice,
And she
sick.
comes and she's been in for 20 seconds inside our
And
house.
she says, "What is your major malfunction?"
She's
I will rip off your head and shit down your neck.
yeah. And then I was very hurt.
Were you guys there?
Wait a minute, guys. That nanny cam seems to be broadcasting. No, so she's been in the house for 20 seconds. She's made it into the hallway. I come out of our office, and she's like, "Hey," and I want to do it to the camera. She goes, "Do you like your hair that way?"
Oh no.
And I'm like, I'm gonna lean in. I'm gonna just tell her I'm like, no, I regret it. You know, I don't feel very pretty. It was a mistake. And she's like, I'm like, she's gonna back off now because she can see I'm vulnerable. She knows I'm on Zoloft now. And she was
blood in
like,
the
and
water.
she was just
Fonda
like,
and J-Lo.
yeah. She was like, yeah, you really need to do everything else if you're gonna pull it off.
Oh, she just gave you the Rambo arrow right to the side of the head. She didn't even try anything else.
Which we will talk about at 11.
At 11 o'clock. Right. How does one respond from that conversation?
Well, so my whole thing, my husband and I can't tell you the stress this puts on us.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
I'm like, where the fuck are you, bro?
Right. And at that point, though, you're putting him in a difficult position.
I know. I am empathetic to that as well. But
Is he
anyway.
from Chicago too? Is he from
No,
Chicago
he's
too?
from Jersey, which I'm going to talk to our
Wales.
guest
Oh,
about
Jersey.
this. Jersey, dirty Jersey,
Yeah.
the dirty Jersey. But yeah, anyway, but then like at we threw her big 70th birthday party out in Jersey, and
Looking at you old bag.
yeah, but we did like a tribute, like wrote a thing, and I actually was like,
Roast.
I did a roast about like how I'm like if she hates my hair, like and she had like a
laughed.
big laugh about it.
That's
Yeah.
right. Well, this is Jersey,
good.
ladies.
That's
She's
good.
got the
Yeah.
East
You can
Coast
play the
humor.
kid.
My
Yeah.
mother's, she's same type of thing.
You're not the baby. You're the oldest.
No, I'm the oldest. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
I'm the baby. So my mom has called a girl I brought home a tramp.
Oh, there you go.
Which went real
It
well.
was Amanda.
She flew home.
Whoa.
Yeah. She actually like the first girl that I ever brought home that my mother has liked is Amanda.
There it is.
And you're
Separate.
dating that one with the tramp stamp? It's
Yeah.
a mole, Mom.
It's a mole. No, it was a rising phoenix covered
It was
in
a
fire.
huge
Yeah.
mole.
It was the size of her back. It was huge. She
you
looked like a
guys-
Chevy Camaro.
You guys might have
Firebird. Sorry.
mother-in-laws who aren't, you're not big. Well,
I'm a
whatever.
fan. I'm a big
You're
fan.
fans. Choose or tried to kill you.
I love her.
Or
She's
you've
great.
had
Or
some-
just tried to kill me.
You've
Also
had
on
some,
the inside.
or Joan Rivers on your hair.
Yeah.
I have found something not with my mother-in-law, but with my daughter. We were walking back from school yesterday. I told you
Oh,
this.
yes. Oh,
and my
man.
daughter says
She's
to
the
me,
funniest person on the planet.
well, my daughter says to me,
I don't
she
want
goes,
Jaboba. She did it for me. She did
Oh,
the Dice Clay band.
Jaboba.
Yeah.
She wanted to do the whole thing because I started. I went. Maybe I don't want Jaboba. So my daughter screams out, maybe I want Park. And then she goes, I want to do the whole thing. I want to do the whole thing. And
I walked in. She goes, Macuga, I haven't seen you in like 6 years. I was like, what?
She did. She said, I heard it from the other side of the room. She goes, I haven't seen you since 2013.
Oh my God. I've got an impression of how this kid moves.
Wait,
Anyway.
yeah, so let me, please. But so we're walking back from, you're going to love this
Yeah,
story.
it's great. It's great.
We're walking back from school, and she goes, Dad, there was an investigation today.
Oh,
And I'm like,
So serious.
and I'm like in school, like what? I'm like worried. I'm like, what happened? She goes, somebody kept farting. We couldn't figure out who it was. I go,
It's your daughter.
There's
It's your
Collider
daughter.
Live over at her
Yes.
school.
but I go like the class did the teacher did this. She's like, no. Me, 3 other girls, and about 3 other guys.
Yeah.
And we have to figure it out. She's like, and we figured it out. She's like, it was somebody that had a lot of junk food and some nacho cheese. she's like, she goes, we're trying to figure it out. I go, how do you know that it was some fart? She's like, I walked into it like 4 times.
Oh, my God.
And she's like, I'm pretty sure. Let's say I don't want to say she's like, I'm pretty sure it was my friend Mary. Right and
Oh,
and
poor
then
Mary.
but then like she's like I
Bitch
think
got
it
the
was-
gas.
She goes, I think it was my friend Mary. And then so I'm laughing about this, and I tell Sadie about it at dinner. And I go, Vivi, tell her who she was. And Vivi's like, in her head, you could tell her she doesn't want to rat on her friend. She's like, I think it was Tommy. I'm like, you just changed your whole investigation. She's like, but But it was like she's
got the fart murder board. Red lines, nacho cheese,
dude,
junk food.
It was like 7 trying to figure out like where it came back to. But it was like
I want to put Vivi with Morgan Freeman.
And I told Sadie, I told Sadie the same way that she told me. I go, there was an investigation at school today, and Sadie's like, wait, what? And I go,
Yeah.
Wait for it. Just wait
So
for
where
it.
did your daughter get this gesture from? I wonder.
I'm like, wait for it. And then, so I just, the way that she delivered it, her timing. Because I actually said to her on the walk home, I go, do you want to be a stand-up comedian? She goes, what's stand-up comedian? And I go, just being a comedian. She's like, oh, yeah. And I was like, you got good timing. She goes, I'm hysterical.
Yeah, she is.
Can I show how she
yeah,
lives?
yeah.
Okay. This is a no headphones thing. This is worse than Irish step dancing.
Yeah, this is the same way Kate was when Kate was what?
Yeah, I know. Just limbs
If you
akimbo.
can see this. You're keeping your camera's right there.
Well, you can go to the wide too. Oh yeah.
It's 100% correct.
What'd you do? You just ruined. My daughter just ruined the entire lighting in the studio.
I blame Viv.
Oh, look, the good news is we have to go to break.
Yeah, we'll fix it in post.
So we're going to go to break. When we get back.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. When we get back.
Sorry, Cody.
When we get back, we're going to have director Kevin McMullin and Keean Johnson
Yes.
here. They're talking about Low Tide. It's the new A24 movie. It's going to be on DirecTV exclusively on September 5th and in theaters on October 4th. But we'll talk about it with both the director, Kevin McMullin and Keean Johnson after the break.
Hey guys, it's Perry here to let you know that Movie Talk is moving. We've had a great time in this 3 p.m. Pacific slot, but guess what? We want you to start your day with Collider Movie Talk, so we're moving. 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to get a longer show with some brand new segments, so tune in starting Monday, September 16th, 9 a.m. Pacific. See you there.
Hey everyone, John Roca here, the host of Collider Sports Time. Well, if you've been watching us every week, we break down the latest and the greatest in the world of sports, talk about the big issues, the big games, all of it with a rotating band of guests like Matt Nose and Josh Macuga. We've had Taylor Bashadi on. We've had so many great guests. Now, if you want to see more of Sports Time or you want to try it out for the first time, remember to subscribe to Collider Sports YouTube channel for all the sports goodness.
Hey guys, it's Riley here. Let me tell you about the Riley Roundtable. You know it, right? It drops every Thursday on Collider Conversations, and I have guests from all across the space. John Roca, Gray Drake, Alexander Desplat came on at one point. We talk everything from movies, we talk about life, and everything in between. What do you want to hear? What do you want to talk about? It's the Riley Roundtable every Thursday on Collider Conversations. You get it there.
Hi, I'm Coy Jandro, host of Collider Heroes, and I'm here to tell you we've got 20-minute episodes coming at you on Collider Video, on the YouTube, as you've always loved it. Plus, now we've got hour-long podcasts dropping every Thursday, so make sure to subscribe to the podcast because it's going to get even more sweaty on the podcast. Plus, every week we're going to try to get some very special guest interviews, all of the people that help shape these movies and TV shows you love. So, video, podcast, interviews, all coming at you. Be sure to subscribe. Thanks so much, guys. Stay sweaty.
Look at you go.
Hello there. I'm Ken Knapsack, one of the hosts of Collider Jedi Council, and I'd like to invite you to listen to our show, watch our show. It's on every Thursdays on the Collider Video channel, and it's also available in podcast form if you'd like to listen to our sweet voices on Collider Jedi Council, me, Kristian Harloff, and a bevy of guests, I say, talk Star Wars. We celebrate Star Wars. We dig into the Star Wars news. We speculate everything about Star Wars, including your questions. So join us on Collider Jedi Council. You're going to have a great time.
What's up, Collider fans? Ryan Satin here from ProWrestlingSheet.com, where you can find the top stories throughout the week in the world of professional wrestling. If you're a wrestling fan like myself, then you'd be doing yourself a disservice by not checking out all the shows we do every week on YouTube.com/C/Wrestling Sheet. In particular, on Wednesdays, we've got a SmackDown recap show hosted by John Roca and myself, where we pick apart and talk about every little thing that happened on the Blue Brand. So do yourself a favor and go subscribe at youtube.com/C/Wrestling Sheet.
Hey guys, Riley here, and let me tell you about Rule of Two. You looking for a Star Wars fix? Well, Rule of Two is that show. It drops in on Collider Video's main YouTube channel, as well as on Podcast One's Jedi Council feed. So go over there, subscribe, share it with your friends. It's hosted by myself and Mark Fernandez. We talk everything in the Star Wars universe with a lot of deep dives and a lot of conversations that go all in. You know what to do. Subscribe, join us there, and rise.
Hey everyone, John Roca here, the host of Collider Mailbag. A new episode drops every Saturday and Sunday in your face and in your ears, answering the questions from you fans about the world of entertainment, film, and television. Me and great guests from our sphere do the best to answer your questions from Twitter, from Instagram, and of course, email as well, every Saturday and Sunday.
Hello, how are you guys doing? I'm Kristian Harloff. I'm the host of Collider Jedi Council. We talk about everything Star Wars. It's movie news, it's canon, it's all of it. We take questions from you guys. How do you do it? Main channel, that's right here. Subscribe to this channel. But if you want to just listen to it, you got the podcast feed too. Apple Podcasts, you can listen to it in your car. Do all of it. It's Star Wars. Episode 9's coming out. And then after Episode 9, you got TV shows. So we're going to be your sports center for Star Wars. Do it. Come on. Be real.
Hi, I'm Amy Dallin, one of the hosts of Collider Heroes, and starting right now, you can catch our show Tuesday nights with a new Collider Heroes and a longer Collider Heroes podcast, where Coy and I are gonna talk your ears off. You already know that's coming. So make sure to go to YouTube, subscribe, and find us on the Collider Heroes podcast feed for all of that sweaty goodness.
The Witching Hour is all over Collider right now. You can listen to that horror-filled podcast with myself, with Haley Fouch. We talk about witchiness, we talk about slashers, we talk about space horror, you name it, all on that show on the Collider Factory feed. And on top of that, you can find an article all about Witching Hour every single Tuesday on Collider.com. Check it out, get scared. Hopefully you survive the Witching Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Collider Live. We are very excited. We were just talking about the other day how great A24's lineup has just been since their launch. The amount of quality movies that just keep coming out. Boom, 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 boom. You talk about original movies, movies that continuously, if people keep saying, Kate, well, there's no original movies, there's no movies with story anymore. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Go, A24 has been doing it, and they're doing it
They've
again.
got a great logo.
That's
I love
it.
that logo.
That's it. We're making original shit. A24. Director Kevin McMullin and star Keean Johnson promoting here.
Woo!
A24's Low Tide. It is on DirecTV September 5th, and it's going to be in theaters on October 4th. Found out some great information here. Director, second PR interview ever, and we're going to break your cherry, I guess, in this big kind of long format thing. How long did you do for radio this morning?
10, 12 minutes.
We're gonna be. So let's talk about the movie. Here's a little bit for you guys, so if you didn't know about the movie. In the long days of summer, in a beach town on the New Jersey shore, high schooler Alan and his friends Red and Smitty, they break into vacation homes to steal valuables. Shouldn't be doing that. They're finding dates in the boardwalk and lunches at the burger stand. When Alan and his younger brother Peter find a bag of gold coins, they try to hide them from the others. But Red, suspicious and violently unpredictable, seems willing to do anything to get the money. Kate.
Yeah, I love this movie.
I know.
I love this movie so much. I'm fangirling out over here. So first of all, I feel like there's you're a star of the movie. Peter, all of the four boys, I feel like are true stars of the movie. But the Jersey Shore is also the fifth untitled or uncredited star of the movie. I summered on the Jersey Shore. I was a Benny.
Where did you go?
Chadwick Beach, right by Lavalette.
Okay, yeah, I know
Yeah,
Lavalette.
you know Lavalette. Yeah, Chadwick Beach is super tiny, but our whole family was there, and just even hearing Benny, I'm like, they couldn't mean Benny that way, and then it gets explained. So you guys see the movie,
right.
But if you don't know what a Benny is, it's
right.
It's
so
a tourist.
Is this for you? This was a love letter to Jersey in that particular way?
Yeah, I was really fortunate to grow up in central New Jersey by the coast, so I got to grow up with both the forest and the beach.
Yeah.
And so sitting down to write a low budget film that was going to be relying on a bunch of locations I could produce myself.
Yeah.
I kind of wrote toward the most cinematic stuff.
Yeah.
And specifically, there's a town called Point Pleasant Beach where it was kind of our hero location, but at the inlet there's this old harbor that's been around for 100 years, and it's every day you see the fishermen unhauling boatloads of fish. And then a mile down the road, there's a really touristy beach and boardwalk where those were my first jobs.
Yeah.
I worked at the amusement park and got a little older, and I waitered, and so it was a place that was familiar to me, and I knew kind of how the light fell. and what the best time of day to photograph certain spots were.
So what was it about this story, though, this particular story, that you knew that you wanted to get this out there, and that you obviously we have the love letter to Jersey, but you got to fill in the right story to do it. Why this particular story?
Well, yeah, I can't ruin the ending, but but the last shot was the generative image for the movie, and then I paired that with just some of my own experiences and memories. Growing up, I had an older brother. We got into some mischief, not quite as bad,
right?
But I also had this idea kicking around of these kids who would break into summer vacationers' homes, which is something that kind of happened. Knowing where it ended, it was fun sitting down and outlining and writing and just figuring out exactly how we got there.
Right.
Yeah. I was going to say, sorry, you play Alan, who's arguably the lead of the movie. I feel like you and the character Peter, who plays your brother in it, you guys both get to have these great character arcs. I don't want to ruin anything, obviously, but how was that for you as an actor to get to go? I just feel like we see this change in both of the characters. What was that like for you to be able to play that kind of part?
Well, first of all, it's very rare to get a script that you don't want to put down after 20 pages. You know, it's rare to have a script that not only when it's written you can visually see such a beautiful kind of script being, you know, slowly read out, but you care so much about the characters and you really care about the arcs and where they go. So I just remember, I think I read it. I'm pretty tough when it comes to reading. I have pretty bad dyslexia, but I remember reading the entire script from start to finish, just sitting down, just could not seem to put it down. And I knew I wanted to put myself on tape for it instantly.
Well, Keean, you've been doing some stuff already. I mean, look, we just talked about off air here, Alita Battle Angel, and that's a huge budget. It's like $200 million, and then you jump into a movie that it's a smaller budget though too. But I think that a lot of times there's more focus on character. There's more focus on stuff that you're able to, especially in this particular role for you. In your young career, is that something you want to continue to do? It's like the big studio film, the smaller film where you really can kind of test the chops and do more. Like, what's the difference between working on both films besides the obvious, obviously?
I mean, yeah, the different in terms of. The true difference was only scale. Like the money is the only thing that was really different. But in terms of substance and it was the same to me. You know, and it was cool because I just didn't. Alita was my first film, and then Low Tide was my second, and there was something really, really nice about coming from this big set with all these resources to kind of going back down to this kind of like small guerrilla set where there almost felt there was more spontaneity on set. Yeah. Like we'd be on set and Kevin would just be like, "Quick, grab the camera, we're gonna shoot this," and then some of these shots you could get, and they could make it into the movie. Sorry, that was a water bottle falling. That could get into the movie instead of with Alita, we had to, set up a shot for 3-4 hours, and then that was going to be the shot. Right. So there was definitely more spontaneity and more collaborativeness with Kevin for sure.
Yeah, and Kevin, does that come from like when like you said, you have these characters in your head, you know how it's going to work, but then because you find certain talent that you're able as a director writer to say, oh wait a minute, I want to do this now because that's exactly how the character would act, and I didn't think about that before, but we can do it right now.
Yeah, I think we have the ability, and in fact, you have to adapt on an independent film. So I'll sit there, I'll storyboard, but I'm alone with that script, that material for a really long time, and then enter someone like Keean who gets on set, and I'm like, all right, I think we're going to do it this way. And Keean's like, oh, what if we do it this way? And you start to go, I think that's better. And so you bend toward that because it's inherent to the character, and Keean's coming at it from a much different point of view.
That's lucky, though, too, for you to get a director like that also, like you said, your second film, because from the people that we get a chance to talk to here, it's not going to be like that for every film. You're gonna get a guy like that that's able to obviously challenge you, but then to work with you. I think that's a good start for you, right? That's a good, because you've had two now big experiences with, say, performance capture, and then jumping into a movie like this. What was something that you learned working on this film? Like you kind of challenged yourself as an actor to discover, hey, I didn't know I could do that.
This was definitely the first time where I was given a character that has a beginning, middle, and end arc that I kind of had to feel like I had to carry. I kept on getting nervous because I kept on turning the pages and seeing my name on each page and be like, okay, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to make this character interesting enough, or hopefully interesting enough, that people will want to continue watching the film. Right. So with Kevin's help, and the script was such a good Bible that if you just stuck to it and didn't really lead too far astray from it, I don't really feel like you could have gone wrong.
Can I ask the chemistry amongst the boys? Did you know any of them prior to filming this? So how did you harbor, I guess, a sort of environment where I was like, oh, these guys, like, I was actually like, Peter might actually be this guy's brother. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
that might actually be his brother. Like, how did you, I don't know, like Sam Mendes, like, does rehearsals before, like it's a play, and I mean, what was the process
I would have loved to. We didn't have the resources for that, so I think we had one weekend together. And in fact, when we had 1 3-hour rehearsal. Do you remember?
Yeah, we went to
the Holiday Inn. There was a fire alarm that was pulled. Not by us, but and then
It was me.
so we went. To
I wanted you guys to bond.
We went to a local park, and then we kind of half read the script, and we just kind of talked about it. And I think you guys went to go see a movie. I think that weekend. Do you remember this?
Oh yeah,
we went to go get burgers afterwards, and that was kind of our
nice.
rehearsal period. But past that, they're all great young actors.
Yeah.
You forget too because they're young, and you go, they're kids, but they're not. I mean, they're trained actors, and they do their research. And so when they show up on set, I think our first week was kind of our rehearsal period where everyone was just trying to get to know each other. And similarly with the crew, we were trying to get in shape. But it really took off. All the scenes that take place in the brothers' home, those were my favorite in the movie. And we have some set pieces and some action moments, but I just love whenever you can have a few characters sitting down and lying to each other. This is my favorite.
Yeah.
When you were coming up with this story, and were there things as far as growing up as a kid? Were there certain movies that you took inspiration from? Were there because immediately what I thought of when it comes to this, and this is an old school reference that some people might not even remember, but there's a movie with Emilio Estevez and Craig Sheffer called
Mighty Ducks.
Nope. That was Then This Is Now.
Okay.
And
I've never seen that one.
And it has that it's that tone of getting into this trouble, but then there's the one, or Juice had it too, but it's the friend that just kind of sees the other side. You find out the real kind of nature inside this person when this circumstance kind of presents itself.
Sure. Yeah. No, I haven't seen those two, but I think that I definitely pulled from there's a little bit of Peter Bogdanovich's Last Picture Show in there, especially just cinematically how he treats the subject matter. He doesn't kind of pander to kids.
Yeah.
He makes it feel real, and similarly, Francis Ford Coppola's Rumblefish and The Outsiders were like really big influences. Again, these are all films that kind of like handle that subject matter in a cinematic way, and I think that those are big influences. And then anytime you're doing anything with Gold or Treasure, you have to go back to the best John Huston's. Treasure, Sierra Madre. So.
Do you have when you, I don't know if maybe you guys had that conversation kind of going into the process, but have you seen any of those movies? Did you do any research on that, or you just kind of went in kind of taking your own interpretation of the script and kind of doing your own thing?
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely different movies that as we were talking about it going through the film, there were so many movies that we would bring up and be like, oh, this reminds me of this scene in this film, this scene, this film. But
I think there was a required watching.
Good Will
Hunting.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Good Will Hunting
and
hanging
out.
It's like the beginning of the movie.
Who
the beginning of Good Will Hunting.
The man who killed, what was the last one?
Which one?
Never mind. Taking airtime. I'm just gonna be sitting here.
You'll be walking out later.
You're
gonna walk out later. Damn it, that was the one I was talking about for sure. The other thing is, how often do you get it? And when will you be playing Joseph Gordon-Levitt's brother?
I actually had a very kind homeless lady named Patrice the other day walk up to me and say, "You look like that guy from Third Rock from the Sun."
Yeah.
And I do get that a lot.
I'm sure he's delighted that's what people are referencing him from.
Well, no, right away.
Forget Looper.
But it's a great. First of all, not a bad look to have. Second of all, good actor to be compared to as far as overall talent too. Because dude, I got to tell you, your first 2 movies, you're getting Battle Angel, and then a movie like this, you're having a good start.
Yeah.
Very fortunate.
Yeah.
For sure, absolutely, yeah. So,
can I ask? I'm sorry to
go
keep
ahead.
interrupting you.
Please, go
Can I
ahead.
ask? I feel like there was a very conscious choice to not lean in too hard to Jersey accents.
Oh yeah.
And I loved that about it because I sort of felt like for people who New Jersey means something to, like me, then I feel like it's great. Then I can be like, that's my. But also,
I would much rather somebody not try it than to do it and it doesn't work.
But also, I feel like it can be anybody's summer then.
Yes.
When there's not that thick accent, it could just be like, yeah, I used to summer in Michigan or whatever, you know.
And I think that accent is specific to like certain counties within New Jersey.
Yes.
Because where I'm from, it's more the Bruce Springsteen.
Yes.
I can't tell if he's got an accent. He's
Right.
Some
It's true.
kind of Bob Dylan-ish
Yeah,
draw
he's
about
got-
him, but
yeah.
he's mystical, so he can but no, it wasn't. We weren't super conscious of it. I remember Keean asking if we wanted to pursue that accent, and the answer was no.
Yeah.
Just because I think that's historically an amalgamation of like Sopranos and the TV show
Yeah,
Jersey
yeah.
Shore,
Right.
Yes.
which doesn't bode true, I guess, in my own experience.
Yeah. Switching over, Keean, real quick, I do want to ask you another question about Alita. When it comes to, because we talked about it briefly off air, with the performance capture minus to like motion capture, right? Because I had a chance to interview Andy Serkis a couple times, and he's very specific about performance capture being so challenging to actors, and it's very different from, say, just motion capture. Do you find that that's true from your experience on when you worked on Alita?
Well, I mean, I guess technically, from my performance in Alita, it was still technically motion capture because I'm using my body. But if you're using your face in any way, that is the performance. Even though producer John Landau would tell you it's always 1,000% performance capture. Because it's like you have his term is you pay the actor for their performance. So we're not taking their motion, we're taking their performance, and then we try to paint over that and enhance that. But I think mainly it was just the way that they would have to set up shots, the amount of different small little motion capture cameras that they'd have to put in the volume before she could even walk in, before she could even start acting. There was so many different steps and things that they had to do before that was even there. Yeah. So most of it was the flow was very you had to have a lot of patience on that. I loved how it turned out, but because there's so many elements and there's so many bits and pieces and tools that come into making the movie, it felt you were like, just get me on set.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
How'd you get that? How'd you get that gig? Like, where'd they? Were you just?
I just went to the casting office, met with the casting assistant, and read with her.
That was it.
Kristian wants to do it.
Yeah.
He's like, how did you decide to do
I need out of this. I need out of this job. How do I get to be in it?
And then one terrifying, stressful year of waiting, and just looking refresh. I don't think I've refreshed my email more in my life.
Are you a California kid?
Colorado.
Colorado.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
I was born and raised.
Is that where were you in Colorado when you?
I was here. I moved to New York for a few years, and then I moved to LA when I was like 15.
And I apologize if it's not you. Were you homeschooled?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were the
yeah.
Okay, I read that it was you. So when you're homeschooled, and this is just my pure ignorance, do you have the sort of easy chemistry that you have with these boys? I'm like, well, you must have had guy friends that you grew up with, but again, it must have been a little bit different being homeschooled.
Yeah, I mean, I started working pretty heavily when I was about 9 or 10. So most of my peers were either friends in the same job as me or the adults.
Okay.
But yeah, there definitely is. For kids that are homeschooled, the social aspect can be difficult. But there's so many cool. I mean, what is normal anymore? I feel like I've met so many eccentric, amazingly cool homeschool kids in LA that wouldn't necessarily be deemed as normal. But I think that I mean, they're gonna make incredible things and be creative or be whatever they end up doing, they're gonna love it, and that's all that really matters, I guess.
True. I guess for both of you guys, and I know that it's a whirlwind of kind of publicity and talking about this movie now too, but. Always as creators, you're always thinking about what's next, what you're going to do, what are you working on. I guess for both of you guys, what do you got coming up? What's that you're allowed to talk about? Anything coming down the pike?
There's a movie called Midway that's coming out in November that Roland Emmerich directed.
Oh yeah,
I'm in that for a little bit.
Awesome. Okay.
And then trying to think if that's all I'm allowed to say.
Okay, don't get yourself in trouble. And Kevin, yourself, because again, I'm sure when you're working on this, and even the reference, you said that they went to see Planet of the Apes. You've been working on this movie forever, So like, and then in your head, are you writing? Because you hear about directors, even during their downtime, they're working on the next idea. They're waiting for the next thing. What are you working on right now? Besides this?
Yeah, there's a film we're hoping to shoot in July. And it's I guess Low Tide was about kids on the water, and so I
Yeah.
wanted to go the other way. And this one's about an older couple on a farm.
All right.
Supernatural. And
okay.
Oh, nice.
So.
Okay. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us here. Once again, everybody, let you know the movie is called Low Tide.
It's
It is
awesome.
exclusively on DirecTV on September 5th, but then it's in theaters on October 4th. Kevin, Keean, thank you so much for joining us. Good luck with everything.
Thank you guys so
We'll be
much.
back after the break. And yes, of course, we're talking Rambo. We saw it. We'll talk about it after the break.
Hey guys, it's Perry here to let you know that Movie Talk is moving. We've had a great time in this 3 p.m. Pacific slot, but guess what? We want you to start your day with Collider Movie Talk, so we're moving. 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to get a longer show with some brand new segments, so tune in starting Monday, September 16th, 9 a.m. Pacific. See you there.
Hey everyone, John Roca here, the host
everyone,
of
this is
Collider
John
Sports
Roca.
Time. Well, you know, if you've been
Hey, everyone,
watching
this
us
is-
every
hey,
week,
everyone,
you
this
know
is-
we break
hey,
down
everyone,
the
this is
latest
John
and the greatest in the world of sports,
Roca.
talk about the big issues, the big games, all of
My
it.
name
the
is John Paul
rotating band
Jones.
of guests.
My
like
friends
knows
call me
Josh
John Paul
Macuga.
Jones.
We've
So
had
you can
Taylor
call me John Paul
Bisciotti on.
Jones.
We've had so many great guests. Now, if you want to see more of Sports Time or you want to try it out for the first time, remember to subscribe to Collider Sports YouTube channel for all the sports goodness.
Hey guys, it's Riley here. Let me tell you about the Riley Roundtable. You know it, right? It drops every Thursday on Collider Conversations, and I have guests from all across the space. John Roca, Gray Drake, Alexander Desplat came on at one point. We talk everything from movies, we talk about life, and everything in between. What do you want to hear? What do you want to talk about? It's the Riley Roundtable every Thursday on Collider Conversations. You get it there.
Whoop! Hi, I'm Coy Jandro, host of Collider Heroes, and I'm here to tell you we've got 20-minute episodes coming at you on Collider Video, on the YouTube, as you've always loved it. Plus, now we've got hour-long podcasts dropping every Thursday, so make sure to subscribe to the podcast, because it's going to get even more sweaty on the podcast. Plus, every week, we're going to try to get some very special guest interviews, all of the people that help shape these movies and TV shows you love. So, video, podcast, interviews, all coming at you. Be sure to subscribe. Thanks so much, guys. Stay sweaty.
Well, hello there. I'm Ken Napzok, one of the hosts of Collider Jedi Council, and I'd like to invite you to listen to our show, watch our show. It's on every Thursdays on the Collider video channel, and it's also available in podcast form if you'd like to listen to our sweet voices on Collider Jedi Council, me, Kristian Harloff, and a bevy of guests, I say, talk Star Wars. We celebrate Star Wars. We dig into the Star Wars news. We speculate everything about Star Wars, including your questions. So join us on Collider Jedi Council. You're going to have a great time.
What's up, Collider fans? Ryan Satin here from ProWrestlingSheet.com, where you can find the top stories throughout the week in the world of professional wrestling. If you're a wrestling fan like myself, then you'd be doing yourself a disservice by not checking out all the shows we do every week on YouTube.com/C/Wrestling Sheet. In particular, on Wednesdays, we've got a SmackDown recap show hosted by John Roca and myself, where we pick apart and talk about every little thing that happened on the Blue brand. So do yourself a favor and go subscribe at youtube.com/C/Wrestling Sheet.
Okay.
Hey guys, Riley here, and let me tell you about Rule of Two. You looking for a Star Wars fix? Well, Rule of Two is that show. It drops on Collider Video's main YouTube channel, as well as on Podcast One's Jedi Council feed. So go over there, subscribe, share it with your friends. It's hosted by myself and Mark Fernandez. We talk everything in the Star Wars universe with a lot of deep dives and a lot of conversations that go all in. You know what to do. Subscribe, join us there, and rise.
Hey everyone, John Roca here, the host of Collider Mailbag. A new episode drops every Saturday and Sunday in your face and in your ears, answering the questions from you fans about the world of entertainment, film, and television. Me and great guests from our sphere do the best to answer your questions from Twitter, from Instagram, and of course, email as well, every Saturday and Sunday.
Hello, how are you guys doing? I'm Kristian Harloff. I'm the host of Collider Jedi Council. We talk about everything Star Wars. It's movie news, it's canon, it's all of it. We take questions from you guys. How do you do it? Main channel, that's right here. Subscribe to this channel. But if you want to just listen to it, you got the podcast feed too. Apple Podcasts, you can listen to it in your car. Do all of it. It's Star Wars. Episode 9's coming out, and then after Episode 9, you got TV shows, so we're going to be your sports center for Star Wars. Do it. Come on, be real.
Hi, I'm Amy Dallin, one of the hosts of Collider Heroes, and starting right now, you you can catch our show Tuesday nights with a new Collider Heroes and a longer Collider Heroes podcast where Coy and I are going to talk your ears off. You already know that's coming. So make sure to go to YouTube, subscribe, and find us on the Collider Heroes podcast feed for all of that sweaty goodness.
The Witching Hour is all over Collider right now. You can listen to that horror-filled podcast with myself, with Haley Fouch. We talk about witchiness, we talk about slashers, we talk about space horror, you name it, all on that show on the Collider Factory feed. And on top of that, you can find an article all about Witching Hour every single Tuesday on Collider.com. Check it out, get scared. Hopefully you survive the Witching Hour.
Riding in a boat and we have some oars. Riding in a boat and we have some oars. Not whores. Oars. We have oars.
With an O. It's oars.
Dance, the buck dance, the buck dance, the buck
Oars are cool. Everybody knows it's true.
All right, hold on. Cody, let us know when we're live.
Are we back?
We're back.
Hey,
Ladies and
Shea
gentlemen.
Wiggum's in this Low Tide movie. Shea Wiggum's fantastic.
Yes.
Uh,
I didn't ask about him because I didn't want to be like, talk to me about how amazing he is.
I like those guys a lot.
Oh,
And that
they
Keean
were
Johnson's going to have a long career, man.
Yeah, he is.
He's going to have a long career. He's a very talented kid. And
I think Kevin McMullin too.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
Yeah,
Well,
like-
especially when he said this is my third interview I've ever done, and he's like, you get people in like that, whether it's him or the directors of the Peanut Butter Falcon.
Yes.
And that is when I say, when people tell us on this show, oh, they're not making stuff, they're just making reboots and remakes. No, they're not. There's
Yeah.
so much out there that you could be watching. Maybe you just don't know about it.
Right.
How'd you get into my shot? That's new.
Hello?
Hi. Nice
Jerry?
to see you. Yeah, it's good to
I'll
have
move
you.
on.
No, whatever. I don't care. You can be in the shot. And I like you very much. We had a good time
Now
last
Cody's
night.
gonna be like, you don't
Yeah,
fuck
how
with
did that
Kate."
work?
Do we
sorry,
have that up, Cody?
man,
What,
Cody.
Cody, did you like that Kate did that, or are you upset that Kate did that?
Initially, I hated it, but it actually looks fantastic.
So you just pronounced "thank you" kind of funny.
Yeah,
I guess
that's right.
Sorry, Cody. Also, I knocked that light
Give him a
out.
break. Really, his wife woke up 3 times.
going through a lot right now.
This is totally off subject. Totally whatever. But now I know why people like get into drum circles, because we were just doing that thing like
And it feels
Yes,
good.
yes, it feels good.
We've done it. Josh, we've done it the last 4 days on the show. And it's the most therapeutic thing.
really
If
is.
you
Let's do
look
it
at
again.
Like one of the la 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 la. We're dancing on the moonlight. I don't know what moonlight. It's moonlight. Everybody dancing on the moonlight. We're dancing right now. Woo! I really want a fucking camera in the office when that happens for either whoever it might be, whether it's Dad or Jack or Dorian. Just looks up and goes,
I think by now it's like this. It's like this. Like
yeah.
or it's Perry just going,
Right.
she's got a good eye roll.
face.
She's
I
got a
think
good eye
a
roll.
table maybe gets flipped. What the fuck?
Here they are again.
Have you guys ever tried to take a tablecloth and rip it?
Oh, done the magic trick?
Yeah.
How's that work?
the flowers are still
I
standing.
broke a whole table at a bar mitzvah
Yeah, I
one
can
time.
see
It was
that. I mean,
fucking awesome.
I knew how this story ended.
Yeah.
Right.
I was very popular at bar
You
mitzvahs.
can
Kate.
pause that
Yeah.
and say, does this story end with A, Macuga doing it successfully? B, never trying it, getting too scared. C, everything falling all over the fucking place. Or D, none of the above.
Yeah, that's it.
See,
I went to I didn't have a lot of Jewish kids in my school. It was probably like 15,
not very
16,
nice.
whatever. No, in my grade,
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, I only had like 100 and something in my class. Anyway, but I got invited to every bar mitzvah and bat
What are you
mitzvah,
looking
and they
at?
were like the best, right?
well, they invite everybody in the class. It's the best, yeah.
Oh, is it? Well,
Yeah.
now I feel
Well,
unbelievably
no, but
unspecial.
there was only
Kate.
2 in my whole school where I
Oh,
grew
okay.
up, and I was like, I want to go to more
I
of
know.
these. It's weddings for kids.
So you went
Yeah.
September, October, November, whatever. So by the time like April hit, it was like the end of the bar mitzvah season, right? And this DJ, he's the same DJ at every bar mitzvah. He's like, Josh, when's your bar mitzvah? I was like, I'm Catholic. And I was just like, bah, 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 bah. I just get to enjoy these out to planet with my mom and dad. I had so many chicken fingers. Ah. I
Those
love
are
a bar
sweet
mitzvah.
16s. Those are.
we did not have.
Didn't have
sweet
sweet
16s.
16s.
No.
You guys didn't do sweet 16s? Oh man, that was the New York thing, I guess. No.
I've been
Used
to
happen
one
all
bar
the time.
mitzvah out here, and they had a skateboarding, skateboarding painting section where,
Whoa.
like, basically the kids could go get their name spray paint. I mean,
On a
That's
skateboard.
onto a skateboard.
Jersey, that makes sense.
What?
In Jersey?
No, here.
Oh, whatever.
We're in LA.
Well,
I
don't
just
know
said
if
in
we-
here.
In this room.
I thought
It
you,
was
I
this.
thought
It was a
when
bar
you were
mitzvah
younger.
in this room.
I saw it.
No,
I was
I've
here. Someone's having a bar mitzvah. Where?
I'm
It's
gonna
the
throw my
Littles.
son. I'm
Remember the
gonna throw
Littles?
The Littles?
Yeah, the cartoon The Littles.
Yeah.
Cody, do it. Search for The Littles. Littles. animated series opening. And we're going to watch The Littles opening. Why? Because it came into my head, and hopefully it's as catchy as
Littles. Ain't nobody.
Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. The Littles. That's cool.
Oh,
that's a dog.
Oh, I love that
big dog.
That's what my mother-in-law's dog would say.
I also could have
Great
guessed
Dane.
that's what Riley was going to say.
Of course. That's big balls.
Is Riley going to say A, I love that dog?
I love that dog.
B,
I love that
my
dog.
legs won't stop moving.
Well, it's 11 o'clock, and now time of Rambo. It's not 11 yet.
There
Here
better
you
be
go.
a D,
Turn
all
it
of the above.
Turn it up. Do you remember this show? Does anybody remember this show? The
No,
Littles?
I
It
was
only
one.
aired for 1 year.
Yeah.
Oh, is that true?
I have a very special secret.
Oh, God.
I'm the only one who knows about tiny people living in our walls.
He's an insane
The
person.
Littles.
Oh, God.
Oh, I do remember this.
Yes.
Yes, I do remember this. I remember the. Yes,
You think
yes.
this is going to stick?
I'm the only person that knows about people living in my walls.
There's no chance Cody's ever heard of this show. Dinky Little.
Dinky Little.
You know what's crazy is that animation hasn't improved since this show.
Cody, do you ever hear The
love
Littles?
No, I'm completely confused right now.
Yeah. Oh,
Does
look at the
anybody remember The
mustache.
Littles?
Yeah, I
look
remember
like-
this.
You know, I
remember
bet
this.
you, I bet you know who I could have long and deep conversation about The Littles. I guarantee that he used to watch The Littles. The Schnepp. Guarantee that he knows
yeah,
The Littles.
Yeah.
The Littles.
You know what is weird? I'm like, I think I remember that vent shot.
Yeah.
Of like the kids in the
Vent, yes,
vent.
That was what got me. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's-
and then they
that's
pop
you.
out.
Yeah,
and
they
then
pop
there it
out.
is.
It was at The Littles.
It's amazing that like my parents, you know, I came from a pretty conservative house, whatever, that they, you know, were so anti, like, don't smoke weed, whatever, but they let us watch these shows. But they were clearly created by people on drugs.
Stone. Yeah, they're mine. Most of Disney films all Stone.
So stoned.
I mean, mustard, let's not be silly. Lemon, that's different.
Hey,
It's all-
everybody doesn't know my secret, but I have people living in my walls.
Cinderella.
Also, I thought that was going someplace else. I have a secret. I'm just not allowed to tell it. That's what Uncle says. That's right.
He comes at night.
Thank you.
But the other thing was that Belle, by the way, fucking lunatic. She's a lunatic.
Belle from Beauty and the Beast?
We watched
Oh.
this again with the 2-year-old the other day.
Yeah.
And
Like, she likes to read?
no, actually, she's reading. She's reading to sheep. And she's singing to sheep, and she's
Yeah.
like having a conversation. The sheep looks and goes, "I'm a fucking sheep," and eats the fucking paper.
Yeah.
And so that's what sheep do. And then she falls in love with the beast in the first place. Does she even like the human version? We don't
Big
know.
into bestiality.
No, but
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah. She's kind of a lunatic.
It doesn't matter
her
that I
dad's
can't make
definitely
love
nuts.
to the beast. I am into the animal.
Well, you
not
want to
the
talk
man.
about the animal? Let's talk about John.
Rambo, no!
You're all dead. Okay, listen. Here's what you
Riley
need
and
to
I
know.
didn't see it.
No,
You know, we
if
can't
we did
participate.
not.
We'll just go under the table.
First question: if you've never seen a Rambo movie, can you enjoy it? Yes. Second question: should you see all the Rambo movies before seeing this movie? Yes, because you'll have so much more of an experience watching it. It
Some
is-
good callbacks.
Look, it's not fucking Casablanca.
Yeah.
It's not Citizen Kane.
Yeah.
That's why when I say
Well, then I'm out.
yeah.
It's also not pretending to be.
No.
Like,
No.
why anybody would compare
It's
that?
88 minutes.
Yes.
And phenomenal.
Oh.
And I'll tell you, because the thing is, it's all about, it's like what you want old grouchy Rambo to be. And
Yes.
without giving away too much, the story itself is that Rambo, at the end of Rambo 4, he walks up to his ranch in Arizona and he starts his new life. So when we see him today, he's got the short haircut now.
No long hair.
No, it's first time he's had a short haircut in the history of the franchise. But that's just Rocky Balboa running around. No, he's civilized now.
And then my
No.
mother-in-law goes up to him and says, "Do you like your hair that way?"
Yeah, that's right. Nice
And then he
callback.
stabs her in the face.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you like it now.
He takes a sawed-off shotgun and blows off half of her head.
Yeah. So
do you like your hair?
Rambo is now looking after this 17-year-old girl.
Yeah.
And her grandmother, and he's just kind of protecting her and making sure that she just stays innocent and pure, because that's what kept him kind of civilized. And there's just one line that we have to talk about because it's the best. She wants to, the story is that she finds out where her real dad is, and she wants to go find him.
In Mexico.
Yeah, Rambo goes, he's a bad guy. He's got a black heart. You don't know. And she's just like, no, you've changed. He goes, I haven't changed. I just have a lid on it. And Macuga and I went, yes! No! The lid's awesome!
I love shit like that.
Like, we know it's coming. We know it's coming.
Remember back in the day when you're like your parents used to put popcorn on the pot on the stove?
Oh,
and
yeah.
all of a sudden the lid, you saw the popcorn inside of Rambo.
You're like, just when. So the movie, it goes through its thing. You're watching it and you're understanding. Okay, that's what they're setting up. They're setting up, and then you're there for the last 20 minutes of the movie. I liked every second, every part of it. Watched it, and I'm like, okay, where do we? And when you get to the 20 minutes that you're waiting for.
My God.
We were hooting and hollering
Yes.
like we were.
It was a victory.
It was incredible. It was the last 20 minutes alone. That's why you go. And when you see the 47% or whatever, 57% on Rotten Tomatoes, should you be discouraged? No, because those are non-Rambo fans. It's the if
that means there are 43% of people out there who are absolute freaking morons.
No.
I'm kidding.
I wouldn't go that far. I'm just saying that it's if you're reviewing it like a film, it's going to get a 47%.
Sure.
Yeah. If you're reviewing it as a Rambo film,
100.
it's fucking 85, 90, 95%.
Yes.
It's a Rambo film.
Josh went straight for 100.
It's an arc for what his character's doing. It's an arc from where you start from First Blood to where you are now with him and what he has to do. And there's certain things that they introduced that never really go back to ever again. But I didn't care because the last 20 minutes. You loved it as much as I did.
My God.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the best part. Is like at the beginning, and I think Kristian and I were thinking the same thing. There's a lot of talking. And I'm like, all right, when is he going to start freaking killing us? What the hell's happening?
Right. Just setting you up.
And they are.
It.
And I've said it a couple days ago. The crescendo of this movie is literally like you stepped in. You're like, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fifth playing of Beethoven's Eighth Symphony, which is like, dun, 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 and then out walks fucking Eddie Van Halen. And he's just like,
It really is like that. Fooled you.
That's great.
Yes. And I will say that everybody involved in the movie is really, really good. And the young girl, I wish I knew her name. She was great. Really endearing.
Paz Vega's in there for like 10 minutes.
Macuga turns around and goes, Spanglish. Oh yeah, that's right. She was in Spanglish. That's right.
Johnny Spanglish.
It's a great movie.
But the other props
Spanglish.
you're going to love here too.
No?
Roca undersold this.
Yeah.
Brian Tyler does the music again, and it's incredible because if you are a original fan of Jerry Goldsmith's theme, it's because I asked Roca. I said, do they have the theme? Roca goes in the very beginning. It's throughout the entire movie. There's just renditions of it throughout the entire movie. I was listening. The entire movie. There's the end. At one point, it kicks into Rambo 2. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. And I'm like, yes. And it was
There's a training montage, if you will. What Stallone is famous for. That is
2 training montages.
There is 2. Fuck, you're right. There is 2 training montages. Shit. And that you're just like you're on pins and needles because you know what's going to happen.
You know it.
You just don't know when and how. And when it does. Woo!
Yeah,
but here's the best part. So there's one part. I'm not going to give away anything. There's a part, and Kristian's like, "That wasn't a very good plan." I was like, "Let's see what happens."
Yeah. And it wasn't a very good plan, but
not.
it sets up other things. But there's something that, from the very beginning of this movie, something is introduced, and you go, "Well, that's going to come into play later," and boy, does it!
I love that it sounds like you two were chatting the whole time.
Oh yeah,
Spanglish. I know that wasn't a good plan. Just wait.
All four of us are going back and forth.
I wonder why Bibiani didn't like it.
We were like yelling at Bibiani's ear. He was sitting right in front of me, and I was like,
Bring it. All right, let's take a bet. We're going to go to Bibiani's tweet, see if he tweeted anything out about it.
Okay.
I think because to me, it seems like it's going to be typical Bibiani to not like it.
Yeah.
But I might be wrong. You might love it. What do you think?
I think he will not like it.
I don't think you'll like it.
I don't think he's a Rambo fan. I think he's
I will
part of the
say,
47%.
based solely on his movement during the entire movie, I would say it's a no.
And normally when he really likes that stuff, he's very vocal and making loud noises in the theater. He didn't make a peep.
He didn't move.
We were the
You
ones
might
making
also have
peeps.
been making so much noise that you
true.
couldn't hear anybody else.
But Guy and Bateman and I were all, and Macuga, it was just like bum, 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 bum,
Let's just say
So
if Becca
fun.
M. Ford was sitting by us, she would not have been pleased.
But I don't think we weren't loud. We were just.
But that's actually, I love energy like that in
Yeah.
a movie. I really do.
The whole
I think
theater was
that's
like
what I'm
that.
saying. When the whole theater is like,
Yeah.
that's just, it's so fun because it's so taboo.
Because the setup was when they set it up, it goes into, like Macuga said, I think brilliantly, like it's just this rhythm that you're just like, okay, and then when you get to that 20 minutes, the whole theater like, and it's like it was. You could feel it because like something would happen, or something, a kill happens, and then there's like this like, oh my god, from one side of the theater, and then it just catches on the whole theater. I want to see this movie in front of everyone.
Yes.
Like the whole world.
Legitimately, and not to use my symphony reference again, but it was like a little 10-year-old was playing like the timpani drums, then in walks Tommy Lee. Just like,
Are you looking at his tweets?
Yeah.
He didn't tweet about it?
He didn't tweet.
So he
Okay,
didn't like it.
I don't know. He didn't
Well,
tweet
if you like it, you would have, right?
Not sure. Not sure.
I was talking to a man on the way home. She's like, "How was Rambo?" I was like, "All right, so here's what happened. He's got a horse, and we're like, where do you get the horse?" And then she's like, "All right, calm down."
Same thing. So we like I'm driving.
Rambo.
We got out of there. We're walking back downstairs to the parking lot before I showed my skills, and Macuga goes, we're like, it's 8:45. Like, we got into that movie at 7 o'clock. Out by 8:30, really. And then he's like, you can tell Sadie when you get back. The reason why is because Rambo just killed everybody. And I was like, I'm gonna use that.
Why did the movie end so soon? Everybody died.
Yeah. So I get back in. I walk in. I'm setting it up. I'm like, can't wait. She's gonna go, why are you home so early? I'm waiting for it, and never happened. And then finally, towards the end, I'm like, aren't you going to know why I was home so early? Because Rambo killed everybody. Am I right? Huh? And she goes, I never asked.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right.
She's like, what do you want for dinner?
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's the fucking conversation in our house every day.
Like, here's the thing.
God bless her,
It's
Kristian.
just like, what are we doing for dinner
You
time?
It's a conversation in my house too.
Yeah, but
That it takes hours.
It takes too long.
It's
like I said, what are you guys in the mood
it's
for? What are you in the
unbelievable.
mood for? I will eat anything.
Yes.
Well, it's funny that you ended up having tacos because you had said to her, she was like, do you feel like Mexican again? And he goes, not really. I'm like, oh, you know what? You know who doesn't get a vote? The person that's not cooking it. That's who doesn't get a vote.
I know. I don't care.
Yeah.
But the tacos are delicious.
I was trying to think of, like, on the way home how I would compare the Johns. Because remember yesterday or the day before, we did John Matrix, John McClane, John Rambo,
Yes,
John
yes,
Wick,
yes.
right? So John Wick is a ballerina with weapons.
Yeah,
okay?
right.
Like
Yeah.
he's just he's a ballet artist. It's a modern.
There
take.
was some sliding.
There was a couple
some
slides.
sliding.
Okay. John Matrix is literally a bull in a china shop. Just
Yep.
like watch out. You know,
Get out
whatever.
of the way.
Get out of the way. John McClane luckily won.
Right.
Right. Like
Right.
He just
falls into the right.
falls into the right thing.
He's
kinda
he's
like,
first one dead.
But yeah.
You know who we forgot though, and Frosty, Heidi, and Frank brought this up this morning.
John Adams.
Should have been a fatal five.
John Quincy Adams.
John Adams would have
John
been
Quincy,
good. No,
yeah.
Jason Bourne.
Oh yeah. But his name's not John.
Yeah,
That's what
it
we're
was
going.
John.
It was the
John.
John.
I got it now.
That words are great.
John Bourne, as his friends call him.
Out of the four Johns, fuck.
Yeah.
But John
John Cena.
That's true.
Or John
Yeah,
Cena.
We haven't seen John Cena in that perfect action movie yet, where he's like has his franchise. And don't give me the Marine. Nobody's seen those movies unless you're a WWE fan or numbnuts over here.
Numbnuts McGillicuddy.
sorry. But John Rambo, like if John Wick is a ballerina with a weapon, John Rambo is like the mom planning the meal for Thanksgiving. He's just like, I'm gonna do this, and this. So when
Rambo,
everybody
yeah.
sits down, they'll all be pleased with the meals in front of them. And John Rambo's just like, you know what he's like? He's Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone, but just like way 1,000 times more violent,
Right,
obviously, and it's not as silly.
Although,
but it's like,
although there was these guys that did this, the effects. It's on YouTube, and they made Home Alone a rated R movie.
Oh yeah.
And like
yeah.
Daniel Stern, when he steps on the nail, you see his foot like explode with blood, and they actually put like meat inside of it, and you see him holding his foot, and the meat's hanging out, and then when he shoots Joe Pesci or Daniel Stern in the head with the BB gun, his head blows off. It's really, and they put like menacing music behind it, and it seems like a horror movie with Kevin McAllister. Like,
I love this.
Killed everyone. Yeah. But
I mean, here's the thing. John Wick, you know he's going to kill everybody, right? He doesn't really have much. He has sort of remorse a little bit. John McClane doesn't kill everybody, but he does, like sort of does, right? John Rambo, like his enjoyment of the killing is what you really get. Like he
knows what he's good at.
Yes.
It's like the switch. When the switch goes on, get lost.
Just get...
Because that's the theme in every Rambo movie, right? It's like the switch is off in the beginning of the first blood.
Blood. Oh,
and
yeah.
then it gets on, and it's like, oh shit,
Yeah.
right? And same thing. Number 2, just take pictures, John. Do we just want to see the POWs? Just take pictures.
No.
Sees the POWs, they're being treated mispoorly. Boom, switch goes on. Third one, fourth one, switch goes on. Get the fuck out of the way. Once that switch is gone.
Dude, I'm not going to spoil the thing, but we both said as we were walking out of the movie, as soon as those bad guys saw the one thing, we're like, you should have just turned around and gone back to Mexico.
And left.
Just go back to Mexico.
Yeah, and left. But yeah, man, so it was
that is going to be, that soundbite is about to be taken way out of context.
Oh, right.
You just going, go back to Mexico.
Right.
To the wall.
Put a red hat on you.
Because they were from Mexico. They came to America for the wrong reasons.
Right. But anyway, so go and check this movie out.
John Rambo's that wrong reason.
It just it's
I can't wait.
And when are you going to see it? You going to see it this weekend?
I'm going to try to get her to go
this
Well, is it? Yeah.
It comes out this weekend.
It's a tough sell for her.
Oh, come on. You got to talk about it.
I would have to. I would love to. I have to see the other ones first. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, this is
maybe
useless.
we'll do.
Now I
Maybe
wanna
do a
watch
watch
all-
along.
I wanna watch
I have
all
them
of
all.
them.
I have them all. So maybe we'll do a watch along on the SEN.
This is what I want to do. I
Yes,
want to sleep train your child for you. So I'm going to come over 5 nights in a row.
Please.
Stay the night.
Okay.
Cuddle Sadie.
That sounds awesome. Oh, what?
I'm going to sleep train your child, and all of those nights we can watch a Rambo.
Oh
Yes.
A Rambo.
A Rambo.
Yeah, let's watch a Rambo.
One of the Rambos.
Oh man, I'm just still thinking.
I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it.
Cody says it.
I want.
So it's like an
Spoiler
orchestra.
review.
Okay.
I wanted to spoil
There
it.
is
There's
a little piece
piccolo.
of writing in this movie. I mean, there's not a ton of writing per se.
No.
But
he says the most in the first 5 minutes of the movie
Than
than he
all
has in
5.
all 4 Rambos.
Yeah.
Combined.
Yes.
all of them. There is an amazing callback of writing with an action sequence that you rarely see in a movie.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
trying to remember.
He dials a rotary phone.
Yeah.
Beep boop, beep boop.
Yeah.
Listen, drug dealers, you fucked with the wrong dude. Go.
Knife in the
Yeah.
What did you just do to his butt?
He grabbed it.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
dude, like,
I'm
you
going to
knifed his
HR
butt.
after
Oh,
this.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you see that in the trailer. He's definitely. There's callbacks to the movies, the previous one. This, as you can tell, it's for the hardcore Rambo fans for sure. Yeah, and fun. And there are some really fun action movies. It's like kills and stuff at the end. That if you just I think Riley's gonna get kicked.
Yeah, you're bringing back all the memories I have of watching Rambo. Like I would rewind part 2 when the
blew
guys when he has the arrow and the guy's running knowing he's going to blow up. I mean, I would watch that over and over again. Over and over again. Part 3 when he takes out the Apache
So you're a
helicopter.
psychopath, is what you're saying.
Oh my God! I would just rewind these moments because Rambo was so cool.
I would take my
You
man
made it
in my
weird.
hand.
It was weird. It was real weird.
Anyway,
Can I ask?
No.
Yes.
Thank you. Kristian always says no. I'm going to stop asking to ask. Kristian's a Foley artist. Foley.
Foley.
What's a Foley artist?
They make the.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There it goes.
Dave.
It's Dave Foley. It's people
Yeah.
who draw Dave
Yes.
Foley.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're Foley artists.
I'm Dave Foley, so I'm Dave Foley.
When was the first Rambo movie? 1980.
82.
Okay, so
It was called First Blood.
First Blood. Okay, so it's
Stupid.
it's super
Sorry.
it's super violent, right? Do you feel like
No.
Is it still enjoyable to watch? Like now that the effects are so much better than they were in
The
'82.
First Blood, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I bet you out of all the movies, you really love First Blood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because First Blood
It's
is
like it's new.
It's kind of
He
a
only
trauma.
kills one person in First Blood.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
Because the movie is more about him.
Did they know when they made it they were going to make more?
No, because the
They
movie.
didn't.
Well, this is a story I told last night.
Yeah.
The book itself came out in 1972, and it was a
Okay.
great book. It's a phenomenal book. If you have not read First Blood, 1972, David Morrell. It's
yeah.
incredible. The same way that and I said this to you last night. The reason why Hunger Games hit was because the books.
Yeah.
It's because you were inside Katniss's head.
Yes.
And the thought process, and that's what happens with the book. And it was 72, so the war was still going on
Yeah.
at the time. So Rambo gets back to the States, and in the book, Brian Dennehy's character still kind of, brings him in, wants to see what's going on, but he's not as much of a dick to him. He's more sympathetic to him. And Rambo in the movie kills one person. When he runs out of the police station, he punches or hits a guy in the nose, breaks the guy's nose, runs out. In the book, he guts the dude, kills him, kills everybody. Mm-hmm. He kills everybody because he goes back into that mentality.
Yeah.
So by the end of it,
lid
he kills Dennehy. And Dennehy lives in the movie, but he kills Dennehy, and then Troutman kills Rambo. There is a scene that you can find on YouTube where they actually shot First Blood, where Troutman kills Rambo.
Wow!
But this is 1982,
right
around the same time that Rocky III came out.
Right.
Yeah. And people are going, you can't kill Stallone.
Right.
And so they said, plus we can make a second one.
Yeah.
And so that's exactly what they did, and they turned it into a franchise. There was a Rambo cartoon.
Oh,
can you actually bring up Rambo cartoon
prior to the movie or after the movie?
After the movie, like
okay.
19 after like Rambo 2.
So Rambo looks like Stallone.
This just shows you the Reagan era, by the way.
Oh, that's still the littles.
No, Rambo shows up. Just give it a minute.
Rambo lives in that wall.
Rambo shows up.
Yeah, he's in the vent.
Kills all the littles. That's why they only had one season.
Rambo takes a knife and just
1983. That tracks.
There you go. Just put a Rambo cartoon in the intro. No, go to the second one. The intro.
Yep,
that's it right there.
Yeah.
So here's the intro to it. No, that's not it.
Well, that's an app.
But this just shows you the Reagan era because a guy this is like after the second one where he's brutally killing everyone. Let's give him a cartoon. And then he could sell his knife. I bought his knife. You wouldn't be able to do that.
The plastic knife?
Do you remember that? Yeah, it was like the plastic thing with the knife and everything.
This is the opening to Rambo the cartoon.
I feel like it's also the opening to
and then
Mr. Mom.
Listen, same music. Yeah, same music. They did not have Stallone's voice though.
Yeah. Oh, bulging, pulsing
but
muscles.
But it's for kids, and it's like they would assume that kids had seen the movie. It was rated R.
It would be amazing.
This was in the morning, the show.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Yeah. This is the same shots from part 2.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Isn't that amazing?
That's amazing.
Look, he's got a tank.
A tank, yep.
And a dog.
Forces of General Warhawk threaten the peace-loving people of the world. There's only one man to call. Get me Rambo.
Oh my god, look at him go.
I wish this was canon.
Yeah.
From the canyons of skyscrapers to the canyons of remote mountain peaks.
I love that he used the music.
Wow.
Rambo, helped by the mechanical genius known as Turbo, and the master of disguises named Cat, the honor-bound protector of the innocent. Rambo, the force of freedom.
Amazing.
That's
Yeah. And does anybody remember? Do you remember the series?
No.
No. Yeah, you do, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's so the fact that they made that they had it was very different from what they were supposed to do originally. Like, to answer your question, like the 82 version, they probably decided, okay, let's see what we did. And people responded to it, and so they made a second one because the second one came out in like 85.
Yeah.
So do you feel like even the 85 one, if there is more, do you feel like the newer ones are more enjoyable because the effects are better?
No,
or
I
no?
think that again, there's something about the 80s action feel about it because like there's so many. There's got to be a video of all the Rambo kills. There's got to be a video. If not, somebody got made.
Yeah.
What's your favorite of the series?
I've seen Rambo 2 so many times.
Yeah.
Rambo 2
Rambo
is probably
2 is
my
awesome.
favorite. I would go Rambo 2, First Blood. I'm tied between Last Blood and Rambo because I got to see it again. Last Blood, I really love the ending.
Oh my god, the
It's so
ending is
good.
unfriggin' believable.
And then Rambo 3's last, but I still like it for what it is.
Are they leaving it open to do like
No
this-
comment.
We can't say that.
Okay, no comment.
I don't give away the
because
whole
it's
movie.
called Last Blood.
You would think.
No comment.
But I mean, there is a First Blood Part 2. So
That's what I'm saying. It could be
Rambo.
like
There
the
could- I mean, who
final, the
knows?
final
There could
Last
be, like,
Blood.
Last Blood. Part two.
Seriously though, the last Blood.
Yeah, no comment. You have to see the movie.
Yeah, I don't want to give away anything, but I will say this: did you guys have like flea markets where you guys lived, like those outdoor weird markets where people just
There's
bought
one near my house. There's one here now.
No, but I mean like
When
the
we were
old
kids?
weird ones where you would they would sell machetes to 10-year-olds.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
So there was one in Pittsburgh that we would go to, and it was by our house. It was called Trader Jack's.
Buy this flamethrower.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So I went the one day, and you walk in. I mean, it's just weird people selling stuff. And the one guy was selling a Rambo knife. I was 12, and I was like, "How much for the Rambo knife?" And he was like, "How old are you?" I was like, 12. He's like, "Cool, $20." And I was like, "Sick." So I get the Rambo knife, and a 12-year-old holding a Rambo knife, it's like a friggin' broadsword, right? So I come home with the Rambo knife, and I'm like, "Dad, I got the Rambo knife." He's like, "What the fuck?"
Give me that.
Sleep in the hallway.
Jesus Christ! So about 10 years later, I'm like going off to college, and I was looking through the basement, and my dad kept the Rambo knife like somewhere in the basement, and I was like, Dad, could I take the Rambo knife to college? He's like, what have I told you about the damn Rambo knife? Not taking it anywhere. It is still in my basement somewhere. I know that Rambo knife is alive and well in Pittsburgh.
We gotta get your dad on the show.
Oh, he'd love it.
Yeah, is he available now?
I do have to call him back, but nah.
You don't want to do it now.
Yeah.
All right, we gotta.
I gotta like.
You gotta prep him.
Prep him.
I get it.
If you know,
What am I doing now?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I understand.
You know,
Can they hear me?
I don't want to lose my pension on some live show on the internet.
Right, I get it. All right, so anyway, go see that movie because it's if you're a Rambo fan, you're gonna dig it. All right, let's get into some movie news and then we'll try to take some calls if possible.
All right, well, it's not surprisingly, but Dan Aykroyd and Ernie Hudson are coming back for Ghostbusters 2020. That's cool. It makes sense. Dan Aykroyd made the announcement on like Instagram or something. Of course, he was involved in this from day
He's
one.
been waiting. He's been waiting for months. Can I do it today?
Yeah.
Can I do it today?
Can I say now? Can I say now? Can I say now?
We gave you the
Dan.
date. It's in 3 years from now.
Yeah,
That's when you can announce it.
Dan.
Okay.
That guy is. That's all he's done. He's
I
just been writing a
know.
Ghostbusters movie
So-
from. And that's
know.
not saying he's not doing anything.
But here's
he's
the thing, though.
But
When
it
he's in
is sort of.
supporting roles, he was just playing. You said he's playing in Catherine Reitman's
yeah,
When he
plays the
and he was
dad.
so good in Grosse Pointe Blank.
Oh,
He
yeah.
is such a good actor. He's a really good actor. He should be doing more stuff like that. Not
My Girl?
just worried about Ghostbusters all the time.
Right.
But I'm glad that he's in it. I'm glad Ernie Hudson.
Ernie Hudson, made the announcement on a cameo of all places, and then the end of the report is like they're going after Bill Murray.
Yeah,
we
I mean,
know
it's
this, but
Not going to happen.
Oh, they'll get him.
No way.
They got him in the Paul Feig one.
I'm telling you, 0% chance they get Bill Murray.
What is the bet?
the bet?
Oh,
I'm
shit!
Kristian.
If you let me sleep train your kid for you.
It's right. Okay, listen,
by that
it's
time-
Ivan
by the time the movie
Reitman's
comes out, it'll be
son.
done.
Jason Reitman is doing this movie.
Are you like a
no
dog
way.
whisperer or
Don't
something?
give her any. This
Okay.
is, let's put it on the
There's
table
no
right
way.
now. Let's come up with real
There's
stakes.
no way Bill Murray agrees to this.
We're coming to real stakes right now.
Okay, real stakes?
Yeah, you can come up with the stakes. You can come up
Right.
with them. And
If I am right,
yes,
you need to give my husband a job.
I don't have that kind of power.
Damn.
Can you come up with something realistic? Yes, I spit all over the place.
Well done. I saw that.
But I don't feel like.
All right, let's see. You have to, because you would do this anyway. If I asked you to dress up as Dorina for a full show, you would
Yeah,
do
are you
that. You
kidding?
would do that, no problem.
I
think you
worship
already
at her
did that.
altar. Yeah, I
Didn't you
already
already do
did
that?
for her birthday.
Let's see. What's something you?
Oh yeah, you weren't here for that.
You would. You have to watch all 5 Rambos
Okay.
in 5 days.
Oh, I'd do it all in one day if you told me to.
How old are your kids?
Four and almost 2.
I always
the
go with
4-year-old's ready for first
Yeah.
blood.
Yeah. I always go. My go-to is always the steak dinner.
Oh yeah, do it.
That's all I always do.
Where do you want to have a steak dinner?
Doesn't matter.
I'll send you and Steaky. You and Sadie to go get Steaky.
All right, that's the bet. Here's the bet.
Yeah.
Whoever wins.
Yeah.
The other one will pick up a bill for the other couple.
Yeah,
So
great.
you and whether we do 4 people or not.
Yeah.
But all right, that's the deal. So by the time the movie comes out, when?
Shake hands, you jerks.
Well, wait. When does the movie come out?
It comes out in 2020. Let me find
next
it.
year.
here.
It's like July.
Okay.
All right. So shake on it. Okay.
I
Bill
will-
Murray will be in the movie. He will be in the movie. I don't know. I have no
Can I
information. Yeah.
can I specify?
Yes.
Not clips of Bill Murray.
No,
in the
he'll
movie.
be in the movie.
Bill Murray.
If he was in the Paul Feig one, he's coming back.
Be in it.
No way.
You're crazy,
Kate.
I'm not.
I,
You just
I,
lost
I
the
like
bet.
you a lot. I think you're great. But as a
There's no
degenerate gambler, I am so on Team Kristian right now.
Yeah.
I'd bet my wife's engagement ring on it.
You just
but I'm
lost.
not going
You just
to.
lost the bet.
Well, I hope you have a delicious steak.
I cannot wait. And I'm going to take a
Maybe
picture
I
of
don't
this,
want
yeah.
steak.
Maybe I want part.
Maybe I don't want you, bugga. Maybe I want part. Can we pull that sound clip? Like, you don't have to play it now, but can we just pull that and have that to play? Because I really enjoy it.
It's a good sound clip.
Thank you. So,
Dan Aykroyd.
Does a
and
cameo count?
Hudson.
Now I'm getting
Yes,
nervous. A cameo
of course.
counts.
If he shows,
Just
if he
a
shows
quick
up in
cameo.
the movie, even if he waves and goes, hi,
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver's in this fucking thing. Hudson's in
Oh,
this
they got
thing.
Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah, Hudson's in this
I
thing.
am gonna lose this.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be a cameo only. I do not think he's
still
gonna.
in the
I don't
movie?
think
That's
he's gonna
still
be
in the movie.
I know.
He's still in the movie.
I know.
Venkman,
Just
you
cameo.
The fact that
do
you
it.
ask if it's just a cameo, does it count? Yes, it counts.
Yeah, okay.
It's in the movie.
He's in
I
it.
thought you meant
And
like
you-
he was gonna sign
But
on.
I could
to be
actually
like
win. You know that I could win this way before July.
Yeah,
Yes.
They could just
Yeah.
say like they could
Yeah.
officially just announce.
Oh yeah,
it.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure
That's it.
they will. I'm sure
good.
they
Oh
will.
my God, we should have heightened it. We should have said, pay for a steak dinner and babysit the other one's kids while they're at the steak dinner.
Whoa, you're lucky I let you off the hook.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's fine.
Also, I wouldn't let you near my
But then my
kids.
wife goes, "Hey, you did what?"
I came in and little Maisie, I was like, "Hi, Maisie." I was like, "I'm Josh," and she just was like,
No.
Yeah, no. She's very different. The Vivian's just like, hey, what do you want to do? Let's talk about life. And Maisie's just like, fuck you.
Yeah.
She's like, you got to earn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Viv
very
said to
different.
me, "Want to see me score a goal on an adult?" That's a great quote.
Yeah, it's true. And by the way, I found out Kaiser Soze did the font. There
it is.
All right, so what's next?
All right, I want to read to you a synopsis for a new streaming series, and I want you to guess where it is,
Ralph's.
where it's going to land. Okay, the series is set against an impending apocalypse. One of the insiders noted and asked the questions: Who would you spend your last night alive with?
The Catholic Church
Tinder
is putting this out.
You do. It's just because of fucking news, man.
You can't set it up when you tell somebody, hey
I
guys,
know.
this is what Riley does.
I was
Guess what? Tinder's got a streaming service. So let me
How
ask
many
you guys,
times
what
do you ask people to play along?
I just
and you
did.
Just did. Okay, whatever.
You didn't play along. You
Fine,
didn't play
move
along.
on.
I could have looked brilliant.
How
and
dare
just
you,
threw it.
Rambo?
But Tinder is actually doing
A streaming
service, and so
What do they show people's assholes?
yeah. So when you get to the point where like it's a
job, the
choose
show.
your own adventure kind of
I'm
series,
sure it is.
But I guess you get to pick who
That's what Tinder is in general.
to
Yeah,
be
sure
with.
is.
Like, so if you want them to be with this person, you swipe right. If you want them to be with this person, you
Oh,
swipe
you're
left.
choosing for someone else.
Well, no, you're
someone's life.
choosing the series.
Oh.
Gotcha.
So they're going to shoot it. It's going to be scripted,
see.
all that kind of stuff.
okay.
But you choose, and it's going to be on Tinder.
And how much is that? Come on.
However much the Tinder app
What
is.
are you doing?
Can we get Roxy on that?
I know.
Yeah, right.
I really want her on this damn fucking
Well,
Bachelor.
we start with the Tinder series.
Yeah.
It's called STD.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic.
Oh my gosh,
Or
that
as
would be amazing. Do you want
sexually
them to get?
transmitted
Yeah. Do
dating.
you want them to get HPV or yeah?
Herpes or HPV. One's for life. One will just fuck
Jokes on
everything
you.
up.
Everyone already has HPV.
It begs the question: does everybody need a streaming series? Like this one sounds.
Wait till Bumble comes and totally
Literally.
messes with. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Well done. Nailed that. Yep.
So did she.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Coming on the SEN network next week. Everything is legal. Everything's
You
legal.
crushed that. Nailed that.
I did.
I can't wait to watch that show, man. It's going to be so good. Brought to you by Heroes of
What is
Villains.
the pen budget on the show, by the way?
Kristian breaks a pen
$6.
every.
I didn't touch the Heroes of Villains.
I bought.
No,
I bought 100 pens.
Yeah.
But you don't know where they are because I don't want you to.
I don't
use
want to
them.
know where they are.
Okay.
Yeah, it's better if you bring them in
Yes.
than from because they'll be lost.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
destroyed.
one of them got murdered last week, like straight up Rambo'd.
Yeah, I know. I just watched you. You're
Murdered.
just
Just
fucking
twisted.
killing
It
that
became
thing.
a stress pen.
There hasn't been ink all over the place yet.
No, I've learned the science and art. All right, what's next?
All right, so we have Fede Alvarez is producing
Fede what?
the next
Fede, I
Texas
saw this.
Chainsaw Massacre film.
That's
This is an
stupid.
exclusive from Bloody Disgusting, who are always been very right on with these horror scoops.
Now, when you said this, earlier, my first thing was I don't like this.
You don't like this?
I love Fede Alvarez. I think he's very talented.
What's the movies that we like he did?
Oh, the first one he did was the
Evil Dead remake, which is phenomenal.
Which is really good, underrated.
Yep.
But Fede Alvarez,
And then Don't Breathe.
which is
Oh,
another
I
great
like that
one
one.
too.
Don't Breathe is awesome.
I thought when you said it though, Riley, I thought you said directed.
Right,
And
he's
so-
producing.
And, and my initial thing was why is he doing like he's done these? Yes, he did a reboot, and then now he did Don't Breathe. Why isn't he doing something else? Because he's so unique and he's so fun to watch. I want to see him do something not like another. I feel this is the 87 of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
It is, and they're doing that thing that Halloween did, so they're going to get rid of all those,
And just the second
and it's
one?
going to be a sequel to the original.
Okay.
Is that's what they're saying at least?
That's
so.
fine. That's fine. But if he's producing it, then that gives me okay, all right, because then you get his creative input on it. Then I like the story a lot more than I did when I thought he was directing it. I don't want to
Okay.
see him direct it.
Yeah.
Not because
I
I
want
don't
to see
like
him
him as a
direct
director.
it. I wish he would direct it
I-
because I love the original Texas
Yeah, I know.
Chainsaw.
But I
And
wanna see him do
maybe he
something
would bring
else.
something new, but I'm kind of with you
Yeah,
because
I'm not
it's all
going
over
with
the
it.
place.
I'm not saying that I want him not to direct it because I'm not a fan of his.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying the opposite. Because I'm such a fan of his, I want to see him do something else besides direct this.
Would you want to see him do Labyrinth?
100%.
The sequel, because he
Oh,
was
that sounds
originally
good.
announced
Yeah.
a while ago,
David
but
Bowie,
then
Dick Bulge.
when we were talking about
talked
Dark
yesterday,
Crystal, you're right.
Javier,
that,
yeah.
I wonder if they just stopped it after.
Javier made it seem like they wanted nothing to do with the Labyrinth
Yeah.
too. Like I would because how do you do that without
I
Bowie?
know.
Yeah.
I know.
How do
I
you do
know.
it without Bowie? It just doesn't.
And that
buddy.
baby grew up too. So
Yeah.
That
So-
baby is like 37 years old.
And Jennifer Connelly is crushing it.
You should be in it.
Do you know this?
Who knows the baby's name? Do you know the baby's
Hector.
the baby with
Nope.
the paw.
No.
Yeah.
What paw?
Wait.
That's how much I know this movie. Not only do I know this movie so well, I remember what I was eating when I got home after we had pretzels and dip, which is so good.
Oh, it's the
Pretzels and
best.
dip.
I love pretzels and dip.
Yeah. Do you know the kid's name?
No.
Okay, you lose.
Herbert.
Not Leroy. Riley, you want to take a shot?
John Cena?
Toby.
William?
Toby.
Toby.
I was gonna need a few
Yeah,
JTs
now what were
on
you
that
gonna
one.
say?
What's the name of the kid in Ghostbusters 2?
That I don't
name is
remember.
John Paul Jones.
John Paul Jones.
I believe the baby from Labyrinth was a puppeteer on the Dark Crystal.
Is that true?
No
Yeah.
way.
So let me find that out.
I
think
liked
that's
the worm, the little caterpillar that had the teeth.
I just want to look up real quick
Got a cup of tea.
the name of the baby in.
Why'd you go that way?
Yeah.
You would have went that way. I would take it straight to that castle.
All right, if I guess the name of the baby in, I think the baby's name is Oscar.
Okay. If you get it,
In
Kate will buy you and
Amanda steak dinner.
No,
Rick
which
Moranis,
present?
did Rick
Ghostbusters
Moranis
2.
sign on for?
There's no chance.
It's Oscar?
Because he's retired. Since his wife got sick.
So could we pretend like the bet was about that?
Yeah, no, that one I would not take because his wife got sick and I believe
Oh.
she passed.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
that's
just takes
awful.
care of his kids.
And, yeah.
So
I
the
didn't
baby
know that.
from Labyrinth is a puppeteer on Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance.
I love
great.
that.
Yeah.
So great. I wonder how many questions he gets about it, and he's just like, "Dude, I don't remember it." I was like,
Yeah, I was a
year.
baby. I was a baby.
He
Yeah.
was like a year. He barely walked.
Okay, his name is, the baby's was named Oscar.
Yep.
On what?
The gentleman's name is Henry J. Deutschendorf the second.
He will be
and
in
he's
the movie.
he's ripped. In his IMDb profile pic, he's pretty ripped.
Wait, what movie is that?
Ghostbusters
Oh,
2.
Ghostbusters 2. And he'll be showing up in a cameo.
Yeah.
Ripped Baby Oscar, they're gonna call him.
He has one acting credit to his name, and that is Baby Oscar in Ghostbusters.
I love
2.
it. Okay, I don't remember that one as much as the first one, because the first one, I remember thinking to myself after that movie came out. 'Cause it came out what, 89?
89 is 2.
Part 2.
That's what I
Yeah.
meant. When that movie came out, 89, I said I think this movie would have been a lot better if it was the first one because it's essentially the same movie.
Correct.
And it's a good movie.
I
It's a
love
very-
the second one. I like the second one more than the first one.
you really?
I do.
Oh, okay.
Really?
I do.
Wow.
I know the guys are kind of funny, crush me for that all the time because they're not big 2 fans, and I'm a big number 2.
I like it a lot. I mean,
do too.
it's not as great as the first one for me, but
little-
his name is Vigo.
That actor makes that whole movie.
He's-
It's fantastic.
So someone sent me this the other day. It was a fan, and there's a baby that his dad must be a huge Ghostbusters 2, and there's that big painting of
Yeah.
Vigo is in the kid's room, like right behind
That
right
won't
behind the crib.
screw him up.
I know, it's hysterical. All right, let's move on. What else we got?
We have Wes Anderson's next movie, known as The French Dispatch, has released the cast. And speaking of Bill Murray,
I was gonna say 100% Bill Murray is in that one.
Bill Murray
What is
is definitely in
What
this. So
movie,
Wes
sorry?
Anderson,
Yeah.
it's
Oh, yeah.
called
It's gonna be
the
a lot of pink, a lot of light pink in that movie.
Yeah, The French Dispatch, and it's a love letter to journalists set in an outpost of an American newspaper
something
in
you don't hear
20th
every
century
day.
Paris.
Yeah.
And centers on 3 different storylines. So here's the cast: Benicio del Toro, Francis McDormand, Jeffrey Wright, Adrian Brody, Timothy Chalamet, Léa Seydoux, Tilda Swinton, Matthew Almeric, Lena Kuduri, Stephen Park, Owen Wilson, Bill Murray.
Yeah.
So, and I'm ready for the comments afterwards, but Wes Anderson is becoming the new Woody Allen. And what I mean by that, not the
Yeah,
bad
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
The auteur stuff.
The stuff where everybody wants to do
Yes.
Yeah.
a Wes
100%.
Anderson movie. Because back in the day, it was always, oh my God, how did Woody Allen get everybody with the $6 budgets? Because everybody wanted to do his movies.
Yeah.
Now it's the same thing with Wes Anderson. So
Does Wes Anderson have real low budget?
I mean, they're lower.
Yeah,
lower.
I mean, he's always done
You
kind
think
of independent
like
movie.
Bill Murray's not getting his quote?
I don't think so.
Probably
I
not.
think you can drop that. Well, you think about it. They've been doing each other.
couldn't care less.
They've also been doing each other favors for a long time because when Rushmore and all those movies that
Yeah.
Bill Murray was in, that catapulted this dramatic side of Bill
Right.
Murray that people
Right.
weren't used to.
Yeah.
And
I thought
even
it was
though
Lost
they
in
did,
Translation
I was just going to say it was Lost in Translation also, but
catapulted
that was
that.
so.
I mean,
sure
that put him really. Well,
Yeah.
he got an Oscar nomination, but
mean,
off
right.
of Rushmore,
Such a
he got that part in
That's
Lost
what
in
I mean.
Translation. Yeah.
So anyway, I think that a lot of stars drop their quotes for certain people that they like to work with.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure. Because I mean, when they say lower budget, Wes Anderson's still getting probably $20 to $40 million to do his movie, and that's a nice budget.
That's
you
a
know?
nice budget. Yeah.
It's a nice
yeah.
budget, but it's small compared to when you look at something. What's that? Oh, a $300 million movie. Oh,
Right.
200
Right.
because you're putting it in theaters.
Right.
So that's why I still think now like streaming services are the way to go because they have so much money to burn, and more people are going to watch your movie. And I know it's like a crime to say to the theater going experience, but
Keep Wes Anderson's movies in theaters because it's such a
Please,
great.
yeah.
I
And
understand.
Fox Searchlight,
But
thank
do
God
both.
Disney.
I think do both.
You came through and you made sure
Yeah.
that this is going to get a release.
I think the only Wes Anderson movie I've ever seen in the
Rushmore?
theater. No, in the theater? Rushmore? No.
Royal Tenenbaums.
No.
Okay.
Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is not something I would ever guess
No.
that you saw. Tannenbaums is still my favorite.
I go back and forth.
That
Rushmore and
soundtrack alone,
Tenenbaums.
it's the best.
When Gene Hackman, who did not get nominated for that role, which is a
Are you serious?
and he's at the grave.
Is that his last movie?
Yeah, and he's at the grave with his 2 grandkids, and he looks and he goes, "Your mother was a terribly attractive woman."
He has some of the best lines in that thing.
My favorite. How many times do you work out per week? 27.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's just dude. That is
His timing is so beautiful.
So
too.
good.
When he's Danny Glover's walking with Angelica Houston, and all of a sudden he just drops and falls in a pit.
Yes.
It's just
it's so good, and that relationship that he has with his
the tennis player.
Ben Stiller, I thought, I think
He's
that's
phenomenal.
the best
That's my
work he's
favorite
ever
Ben-
done.
I'm not a big Ben Stiller fan,
I'm
but
not
I
either.
love him in that
I thought he
movie.
was so good in
Yeah.
that movie. Was he nominated for something?
No one was
Best
nominated for
supporting?
that movie. That movie,
Oh
that,
my God.
that movie's very
That movie
underrated.
is-
I love when he's like, and now he's taking off his other sock.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
yeah, when
Owen
Richie
Wilson,
has a
Owen Wilson's
meltdown.
great in that
Owen
too.
Wilson's great, but Owen Wilson's Owen Wilson.
I don't think that moment with Ben Stiller when he says, "I've had a hard year," and he goes, "I know you have." I'm crying now.
I'm telling you, I've
It's-
never watched it without crying.
It
It's the
gets
most
me every
human-
time.
Which part?
So it's when
Yes.
it's finally when Ben Stiller finally connects
Sitting
again
on the
with Royal
patio.
and says, "I've had a hard year," because he loses his
year.
wife and everything. And Royal finally goes, "I know you have, son," and it's that connection that you just go.
Well, especially when the scene and Angelica Houston, who's great in John Wick 3, by the way, too.
Yeah.
But she when we had the whole conversation when he says, "I'm dying," and she goes, "Oh my God," and he goes, "I'm not dying."
Yeah.
She beats the hell out of him.
Yes.
He's like, "I am dying." And she's like, "Well, are you or are you not?" Yeah. This is so, I love that movie. I love that fucking
I love that movie.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what's next?
Let's see. We have one new
All right, then we'll turn
Disney
on the
live-action movie that's kind of an original, which you can, if you can believe it, and it's called Knights, and it's set in the Middle Ages, and they're
K Knights, right?
K Knights
Knights with a K, yeah.
Knights with a K, and it's set in the Middle Ages, and they've tapped Operation Finale scribe Matt Orton to write the script. And it's a story of a headstrong young woman who joins a knight in his quest to destroy a world-threatening artifact before it falls in the wrong
Wow,
hands.
my nanny cam really is broadcasting.
That's based off your Instagram
Yes,
video.
yeah.
It is.
That's
So
the
it's
whole trailer.
It's being developed by the same people that are developing Cruella, Mulan, and Little Mermaid. So a new Disney live-action
More
movie.
news to come once we find out what the hell it is.
Exactly,
All right,
that's
let's
it.
Let's get those phone lines
Well said,
open.
Kristian.
We'll talk to some peeps that call in about whatever you want. If you want to talk about Rambo, if you want to talk about anything that you saw on the show, other things. Sometimes I see people complain that they talk about movies all the time. The callers need to ask more interesting things and talk about it. I love all the calls that come
love all
in.
the calls,
But
yeah.
if you want to, you don't have to just ask about movies if you don't want to. Yeah.
Can I give a plug for our lovely Dorina? She's going
Yes.
to be
No,
at
no.
Fantastic Fest covering things for Collider with Haley Fouch. So please check
nice.
out .com. Dorina is getting in on the action
Look at
covering some
Dorina.
I love
film
that.
fest. Yeah.
Well, Dorina's very popular. People
Yeah.
like that Dorina.
And rightfully so.
And speaking of which, Dorina also, we can
Oh,
can
yeah.
we make the announcement?
Sure.
What's the
What
announcement?
we're
Thursday.
doing next week?
A week from today.
Yeah.
So next week, on Thursday, myself, Dorina, Marcus Yodius Rileyest, Jaboba Macuga, Katie Sackhoff will be going to Universal Horror Nights with Macuga, turning the cameras on and having tons to talk about the next 2 days. Yeah.
Is Roxy coming?
I don't know yet.
Yeah,
Is she
and
coming?
Roxy.
And Roxy.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're gonna
Roxy's
try to get
coming.
Roxy.
Okay, good. So yeah, how are you feeling about this, champ?
Psych, man.
This is going to be,
I
I'm
told
going
you
to call it
once.
right now, the greatest
You get
experience
one.
of my life.
You get one.
Yeah.
This is going to be fun. Yeah, but we're buying him. The deal is that we have to buy him all his food and drinks. Then.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so that is
Or I- or
$7,000.
Why don't you come over to my place? I have some like black label
Okay,
scotch.
okay.
You know,
I'm not a
little-
big scotch
I
guy,
don't
but
think
we
you
can
should
try
get
it.
too
Oh,
hammered,
okay.
to be honest with you, up top.
I wanted to get
You
no.
think I
I
should
wanted
get
to
drunk?
give
I
him
don't
some.
think that you
Oh,
should at
yeah.
all. I think it's going to scare you more.
I'm worried that I'm going to faint. I swear, I fainted and
You do look actually genuinely nervous.
yeah.
I just don't want
Oh,
you.
yeah.
You just can't hit anybody.
I won't hit. I don't swing and hit.
I think a great horror movie would be when like a psychopath gets into one of those and pretends to be one of the actors and then just
Yeah.
murders everybody. So think about that while you're there.
Jesus Christ!
They did
Mulligan.
that. There's
Can
a-
you take
Oh,
a
they did
mulligan
that?
in
Yeah,
your
I
mouth?
forget what it's
for that?
called though.
Let's not do that. All right. Thank you, Cody. Hey, you're on Collider Live. Who do we got?
This is Jeremiah from Indiana.
Hello, Jeremiah from Indiana. What do you got for us today?
First of all, I want to say I'm like Macuga. I can't stand horror movies.
Thanks,
yeah.
buddy.
Do you get
Yeah.
scared like Macuga does?
Yes.
Okay.
Me and my girlfriend even watched one of the trailers on TV, and I'm not kidding you. I scream like a little girl.
I'm with you.
I don't do horror movies.
No, I don't blame you. So what do you got? What else you got for us today?
I was listening to the Action Guys. I love the Ben and Drew, and they were talking about their the hardest deaths in movies. To
Hardest?
watch.
Like hard? Yeah.
Hardest.
Okay, yeah.
Hard for you, your feelings. And they didn't bring up the hardest one for me, which was Old Yeller.
Oh, it's a tough one.
And
it's not really an action movie per se.
I don't think he's talking about. He's just talking about in general.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
yeah, they were generality for everything. Like I think their biggest one was Up, which I get.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But I was wondering, what is the toughest ones for you guys? Either going back in life and seeing come again.
Have to. I'm sure there's one. I'm gonna be like, oh damn it, I should have.
I can tell you right now, the
Yeah.
one that I'm very fixated on is the death of Optimus Prime and like the
Oh,
first
yeah,
10
man.
minutes of
It's so true.
the Transformers movie.
I
I'm like, we watched it all the time. I'm like, no, don't let him die.
When I
this
saw it in
time.
the theater, there was it's Prime no, like audible in the.
It's
the
like
theater.
killing Ned Stark in the first season.
When they kill
spoiler,
when they kill Doc in Young Guns 2, that one hurt.
That was a good
Kiefer.
one. That's a good one. There's gonna be one that I'm.
E.T. got me.
Oh.
But he didn't die.
He's
He
sort
came
of
back.
At the moment, though, because
Yes.
I always tell the story, I went out of the theater screaming and didn't see the rest of the movie, and then came back and saw it 8 times.
He's back. He's back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the one that to this day when I saw it, I was just because it was so ballsy and it did affect me because you're so attached to her for so long was Drew Barrymore in Scream up top because I was like, it was just done very well and the music and everything. It was, but that's not the one that is the most effective. I'm sure there's going to be.
I mean,
ones that-
for sure. I mean, if we're talking entertainment, maybe it doesn't movies, but when Catelyn Stark and Robb Stark get killed in the Red Wedding, I mean, I lost my mind.
Dude, Robert Downey Jr. in Endgame gets
Yeah.
me. It gets me every time I watch it. For sure.
The Ewok in Return of the Jedi.
Oh, that's a sad one.
That one really, like, I would,
when they
F me
shoot
up.
Hooch in Turner and Hooch?
Oh,
my God.
Hooch. I got one for you. It gets me all the time, and I probably now couldn't watch it even more so. But Legends of the Fall, when Henry Thomas, dies in World War I, because Tristan so badly, that's all he wanted to do was protect his brother, and he gets tangled up, and he finally gets
mustard
it,
gas,
and
he
then
can't see.
and then he sees it. And like he sees it in front of him, it's like that reaction that one. That one gets me.
That
I'll
when
tell you
Tristan comes back and starts crying,
Oh,
that
yeah.
gets
Oh
me.
yeah.
Two get me, and they're from the same movie. Is when Bubba dies in Forrest Gump and when
Yeah.
his mom dies in Forrest Gump.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're tough. Jenny,
It's good.
but
When he says at Jenny's grave, he's not like me. You'd be so proud of him.
Oh, see, he gets me with, but I miss you, Jenny.
Yeah.
And I went,
Oh.
There's shit, man! How did I forget this? Mickey in Rocky 3.
Oh my God. Yeah. And I mean, Apollo in 4.
Apollo
Jeremiah,
4.
you really opened
You did.
up some
Yeah.
Pandora's box
Thank you
there.
for the call.
That's a great.
Cody, let us know when we want to get out of this funeral.
Not right now, Derek.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, there's a lot of good ones out there. I mean, I'm sure, like I said, there's so many more, and I'm sure
Who does the soundtrack Forrest Gump? Is that Phil Silvestri?
Alan Silvestri.
Alan
Did you call him
Silvestri, yeah.
Phil Silvestri?
No, I said, is that
It sounded like you
Silvestri?
said.
Oh.
Sounded like you said Phil Silvestri.
got some breaking news here.
Phil.
Get the fuck. Oh, yes. So.
Yes.
All right, wait a minute. Get him
Yes.
to call in. Get Saul to call in, please. Can we try to
Saul
find
won the
needs to-
tickets.
So we sent Saul to the Rambo
yes.
premiere, right? Did you see this
giveaway.
picture?
It was yesterday, right?
Well-
that they went. Shut up.
Get
Wait,
out of
that's what
town.
Saul.
Saul took a
That's
picture.
Saul.
Saul took a picture with Stallone. How does Saul?
Damn.
There it is.
And
So
I want.
Saul, that
let's get
beard.
Saul.
Stallone.
Out of all the fucking times this
Stallone.
guy calls in, and we don't have him in. Let's get Saul on the phone somehow, and we get him on. We got to hear about his
Oops, I'm sorry,
experience.
Mark wasn't for you.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect,
It's
Saul.
for us
I-
now.
I bet it was for you.
Oh wait. So what do you mean?
Wait, text him back. Tell him call in. Call in, Saul.
What just happened?
He
I don't
just-
know.
a
He said,
text just came through that
He
said-
literally wrote me and said, "Oops, I'm sorry, that wasn't for you."
Well,
Guess what,
well,
Saul?
there you go.
You're
Guess
on
what,
there.
Saul? We just talked about.
Well,
tell
you're on the air.
You're on the air, and tell him that we need him to call in because I want to hear about this experience. Because Saul's
I
taking pictures.
pictured Saul very
Oh
differently.
yeah,
than
you
that.
didn't hear? He looks like Conor McGregor. It's been the whole thing. He came to New York and we did the whole. He
my
came to the
God.
show and yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's crazy. No, everybody. You thought he would look like Joe Pesci.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
Yes.
Totally.
Now that I've seen him, it's
fits.
come together.
It
and
fits now.
He's
yeah,
so
yeah.
much. He's young too. I mean, he
Yeah,
seems young,
He's
like younger than I
He's
thought.
in the mid-30s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I had no idea.
hey! The guy just came into my head and I had to let him go.
Igla?
Yeah. Igla! What did he say?
Igla.
He's desperately trying to call.
All right, let's
Our phone lines must be jammed.
Probably
Can we
jammed
call
up.
him and just put him on something?
He's got the magic touch.
Yeah, we
so-
can't, but we can't actually call him, right?
We
Cody?
can't.
Farts.
What's going on with our phone
Why
lines,
can't
Cody?
you
We
call
having
him?
some tech diffs.
Why don't you
just
just
a lot
call
of
him?
people are calling.
Yeah, Riley, you call him.
Only a few get in at a time.
If you're texting him,
Got
just
it.
call
Well,
him.
let me see, because you know how
Do we have a
iPhones
call
do
right
that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Wait,
wait.
yeah, call him and put him on speaker. Oh,
Can I hold
just
on?
hung up. Because if we can get him, I got to hear about how the fuck did he meet Stallone?
Yeah.
What did he do? I mean, it's Saul, so he probably said, "I'm Saul." He's like,
I
"Oh,
have
you're
an-
Saul from Clarence."
I have an unpopular opinion
Hold
about
on.
how
Here we go.
Stallone looks.
Yeah, let's do.
You don't think?
I got him.
Oh, you got him?
That
I got him
work
over
is-
here.
All right, you got him.
Okay.
Okay. All right, you got him.
Yeah, he's on.
All right, hey Saul, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing? So,
I know it's you. So wait a minute. So did everybody from Collider Live get that went? First of all, did you meet everybody that won the contest?
I gotta be honest with you. I'm not entirely sure. The way
Okay.
they had us herded off, like I didn't. I was trying to be friendly to everybody. That they kind of had us off to the side,
Okay.
and I'm not sure who won tickets from Collider Live.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't. I talked to some people, but no one mentioned. No one mentioned Collider. So
All right, that's fine. So how did
Yeah.
you? So first of all, what did you think of the movie?
I gotta be honest with you. The Rock, with the exception of First Blood, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't think much of the Rocky movies.
You mean the
Excuse
Rambo
me, I don't
movies?
think much of the
Oh,
Rambo
well, okay, this
movies.
movie's
I love
not
the
for you
I'm obsessed with Rocky.
Okay.
No, but I fucking love this movie.
Yes!
Because-
Scared me.
Good
Good
spin.
spin. Good spin. The last 20 minutes. Don't spoil anything for anybody, but the last 20 minutes is just amazing.
No spoilers, but like they finally make him a character. He's not
Yeah.
just a guy who's like, hey, everyone's gonna get killed, and then I'm gonna do it. The end.
Right.
This one, they make him a character, and like I responded to it. Really, I was shocked at how much I liked it.
Yeah, good.
Was the theater very vibrant?
It was like a
Yeah.
fucking watching an MMA match live.
Yeah.
They were very into it.
Of course, I'm telling you, the last 20 minutes is crazy. All right, so explain this picture.
Oh, all right. This is going to be. I need a little bit of time here.
Go ahead. You got time.
So, all right. So I walk in and I get my tickets, and everyone was great. And I walk in and I go to the table and I give my name, and I notice there's two sets of tickets.
Right.
Our tickets were in an envelope, but there was these VIP all access passes too, right? So I go, oh, all right. They think they're better than me. I see how this works.
Oh yeah,
And,
makes sense. Makes sense.
So while I'm walking through, while I'm watching the movie, or we're going into the movie, I'm looking and I'm starting to kind of eyeball people who have the all access badges. So I go, okay, I see who's who.
Yeah.
So the movie ends, and everyone's hanging out in the lobby, and I see two guys take their badges off, and they go, all right, I guess we're headed to 57th Street. I won't say where. I go, and he goes, is it there? And they go, yeah, it's definitely there. And he has his phone out. So I'm with my boy Chrissy. I go, Chrissy, I think I know where they're going. There's going to be an after party. So because I knew 57th Street, I kind of had an
love this
idea
guy.
of where on 57th Street an after party would be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so we sort of walk ahead of them a little bit, like we're following them, but they're behind us.
Right. Like
Nice
Soprano
move.
style.
Nice
Right.
move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Genius.
And lo and behold, it was at the Four Seasons. And I was right. So we walk in.
I'm not going to say what it is. This is the Four
It was
Seasons.
the Four Seasons. Here's the address.
But I just, I don't.
It's
I
over
don't know
now.
why it was.
Yeah, it's over now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we walk in, and I know the lobby bar at the Four Seasons a little bit. So I go to the lobby bar, and I'm like, I don't see anybody. And then across the way, I see a security guard I saw at the premiere, and I go, that can't be a coincidence. This is definitely the after party.
Right.
Because there was a little while there, I thought I was just following.
You should be the
fucking dudes,
detective
and
at my daughter's school.
I was going to say,
Honest to
yes.
God.
Saul, are you a cop? Never mind. Go ahead. Keep going.
No
No, I'm
comment.
not a cop. No, I'm on the other side, if anything. No.
Him and
I'm
Dagnino.
a robber.
Yeah, him and Dagnino have been running shop for a long time.
Get those two
So
together.
I go to walk over there, and who do I see? I see Sly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh fuck. And I go to walk up. There's like a staircase, and I go to walk up, and then boom, earpiece dude with a clipboard. He's like, whoa, 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 where are you going? I go, oh, I'm here for the party. And I had a T-shirt and a Rambo headband in my hand, and I held it up. And he goes, no, I'm here for the party. He goes, who are you with? I go, I'm with my boy Chrissy. And he goes, I don't think you can be here. And then, so this is where I got a little creative.
Smart.
My tickets were in an envelope, right? Now I am going to be intentionally vague because this could get somebody in trouble. My tickets were in an envelope with a production company's name on it. And when I went to my seat, there was a reserved there was a reserved sticker on the seat with somebody's name.
Oh.
So I said,
Pulled an axle
you
forward.
Sure? I'm going to make up a name,
Yeah.
right? This is a fake name.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm with Smith over at this studio.
Yeah.
The guy lifts the clipboard and goes, oh, I'm very sorry. Come on in. Come on. And he ushers us in. So I
The
get
person
that.
you're going to get in trouble is you.
Yeah, Saul.
No, what I love is that the publicist who set this all up is like an avid listener of
Yeah.
the show.
Oh, he's gonna know.
Oh, he's gonna. And I bet you he won't ever say it, but he's gonna be like, "I love the Saul story." Go ahead, Saul. Finish your story.
So we walk in and like, I'm thinking, all right, this is going to be an after party. There's going to be like 100 fucking people here. No
Right.
one's going to pay attention to us. This is going to be great. And then eventually I'll schmooze on over and I'll meet Sly and I'll talk to him and it's going to fucking rule.
Right.
Right? So we walk in. There's 10 fucking people in the after party.
Wow.
And I go, oh, shit, this isn't good. Sly probably knows every single person in this room except for me and my boy.
Right.
And because it's literally, it was the producer, the director, Sly, and then like all the above the line people, like all the cast.
I feel like I'm talking to Finstock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then
amazing.
me.
Saul,
and my
this is
boy
a very Macuga Finstock movie.
Yes,
I'm
it is.
proud
Go
of
ahead.
it.
Yeah.
Very
Go
proud
ahead,
of you.
Saul. Finish your story.
So I go, listen, we gotta look like we belong here. Just act natural. Don't do anything
He
crazy.
starts shooting arrows around the place. Yeah.
He's like, and my boy Chris, he's like, immediately, of course. He goes, well, we should go get drinks at the bar. So I'm like, yeah, of course. You think that crazy Irish prick? I'm like, yeah, go get us. I go get some club soda or something. Don't do anything disrespectful.
Right.
Motherfucker comes back with 3 drinks. He's like, I got 2 double McAllen 18s. I go, what the fuck is wrong with you?
No,
I actually think he was probably doing it right
He wasn't, yeah.
because if you're at that party, you should be ordering that.
Yeah. In hindsight, he was.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I'm so nervous.
Yeah, I
because
get
I'm
it.
literally, his security guys were not small individuals.
Right,
and,
right.
And if Sly Stallone screamed at me at a premiere party to leave, that would ruin a good 30 years of my life.
Right,
and,
right.
Or make him.
Doesn't seem like that type
So-
of guy, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would, on hindsight, also getting thrown out might have been a better story, actually.
No, I don't know. So far,
Not really.
So far, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But we have 5 more minutes to tell it, so go ahead.
Okay, so I'm like, all right, this is it. I'm going to meet Sly. Nothing's going to stop me. I go, Chris, you gotta take a fucking photo with this. Have the phone out. Have the phone ready because I want to be quick. I don't want to disrespect the guy. I don't want to take a lot of his time.
Right.
Because I don't like asking people for photos. It's not my thing.
Right.
But this is a special
It's
occasion.
Sly. Yeah.
And so he keeps taking the phone out and then put it in his pocket. I'm like, put the phone on the table. Just have it ready. It might happen at any minute. He's schmoozing. He's moving the room. He's like, yeah. Well, don't you fucking worry. I'll be
Moving the
ready.
room.
So I position myself near the exit, and the room is winding down. So there's like 6 fucking people. And like it's like all Sly's friends, and then these 2 schmucks. No one knows. Some lunatic with a Viking beard. Yeah. And like, so
Nailed
like,
it.
as it's getting smaller, I'm like, dude, they're gonna bounce us. And he's eating my friend Chris, he's eating a steak. He's like,
Yeah.
I don't worry about
I
it.
love this guy,
I
Chris.
know.
He really is like the Sopranos.
yeah.
It really is.
So Sly goes to. So the first time I look at him, Sly walks right by me. I make eye contact. I go, hey man, congratulations. And for a split second, he looked at me like John Rambo.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh fuck. And then like literally then completely melted. He went, oh thank you, and he gave me a big handshake. It's like all right. And then went schmoozed, and then he's coming back around, and I go, this is it, Chrissy, be ready, he's coming. And I go, pardon me, Mr. Stallone, my name is Saul, I'm a huge fan. Would it be too much to ask for a photograph? And he's slow walking away from me, and then he fucking just stops and 180s. He goes, I don't see why not. And he's like that big sly smile, like he made me really earn it.
He made you earn it.
And yeah. So he's like, are you
Awesome.
ready? I'm like, yeah, we're ready. And he even leans in. You can see it in the. I
Yeah,
don't want to
yeah.
put my arm around him. or
No,
nothing.
he's no. He's like
he leans in. And so I look at Chris, and fucking Chris is just standing there, and he's staring, and he's
Chris is
smiling.
drunk, baby.
And I go, Chris. I go, Chrissy, let's do it. Chris, and like he's fucking drunk, right? He had all those. He sucked down all those McAllens. I go, Chris, now. And he goes, and he fucking takes the picture, and it fucking works.
Oh man.
And Sly slaps me on the back and leaves. And that was it.
Can we post that picture?
I think my boy Chrissy already did. I don't know.
Well, yeah, but we'll post it from the official account. If we just want.
Okay, yeah, no.
Can we have
All
your
right,
verbal
yeah,
consent on it?
I just want to have your permission on it. So, All right, we're gonna post.
Yeah, you got. Yeah,
all right, we're gonna post a picture of. Well, we'll do it. I'll do it for mine, but we'll get Collider to post it. That's a great story. Well, Saul, thank you for the story. I'm glad you had a good time. Obviously,
Way to go, Saul.
And I just got word from the publicist. You're never allowed back to any of the screenings.
Sorry about that.
Thank you so much to Saul. Thank you, Kate Mulligan. Thank you to Cody Hall, and that's the show, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, listen, a lot of tickets left for October 19th. We want to get you there. We want to see you guys in person. It's going to be the last live show that we do on the road, of course, December 7th. But the schmodownlive.com. Once we get 500 tickets sold, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be having a contest. Los Angeles, going to win a trip. You're going to win a trip to Los Angeles and play in the Schmodown. So make sure you do that. What do we got here? And
I have 2 tickets if
you
you want to give them away.
We have 2 tickets for Orlando. We'll give those away tomorrow. So there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again. We'll see you tomorrow on tomorrow's show.